I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
A very good morning, Sanford Jamila. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Thursday morning. We're live, large and in charge. G-Man, get in the mix.
Boom.
How you doing, man?
I'm almost feeling it's Friday, okay?
Yeah,
it's plain Vrydag. I've got those vibes today. And we're going to bring those vibes, in fact, because it's all fun and games today. I know we have those days where it can get quite dark and intense. This ain't one of those. This is going to be fun. There is so much going on, and we are excited about tech because obviously we've got a little matter of a race taking over the entire Cape Town city this weekend, which has got us thinking about tech in a whole different way.
Absolutely. First up, we'll be all about the Samsung Galaxy S23. Now, of course, you heard us talking about it yesterday. We urged you to make sure that you tuned in today for the next 3 hours. And if you listen carefully, you'll find out how you can win one of the most talked about pieces of tech in the world right now, the Samsung Galaxy S23.
You know, from history, we could have just said, you can win a phone today, and stopped. And people would have been happy, man. Then, of course, gearing up for that Formula E race, we're going to continue to explore what it is all about through the experiences of one of the young drivers who has got his shot now, and he's South Africa's own Kelvin van der Linde, coming from a proud motorsport family. He is taking it to the next level, literally.
Yeah, he really is. And so is the mother city all around the roads there on the Atlantic seaboard. The sides of the roads are getting padded up. The stands are up.
The advertising.
Oh, it's all happening this weekend. But right now, we are with you to inject the feel-good vibes into the start of your Thursday with our man, Senor Carlito.
Hola, hola! You know what? I can actually feel the weekend calling us all together. But good morning, gents. My name is Carl Wasty. As mentioned, welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I got a question for you on social media, and that's around the E-Prix is coming to town, and I can tell you everybody's excited in studio. We are ready for Kelvin van der Linde. We are ready for all of the facets that this brings to our South African economy. But also, I'd like to ask you, if there's any other sporting event that you'd like to see in South Africa, what would it be? Would it be something like an NBA All-Star game coming through for South Africa? Would it be perhaps the other version, Formula One, coming through once again? I feel like this is a open-ended question that you can add any creativity to, so please let us know. You can send us a voice note on 063-408-8863. We'd love to play it out here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, so make sure you get on that as we get on all the news from around the world. Kat is standing by.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wasty. The time now just 2 minutes past 6 o'clock. Let's take a look at those news headlines. On the national news front this morning, the Minister of Finance, Enoch Godongwana, says the tax revenue collections for the 2022 and 23 financial year are expected to amount to some 1.69 trillion. Now, this exceeds the 2022 budget estimate by 93.7 billion rand. Now, presenting his budget speech in Parliament yesterday, he said the improvement was due to a higher collection of company and personal tax, as well as customs duties. He said major tax adjustments were therefore not necessary, but he revised the economic growth outlook for the year downwards to 0.9%, citing the ongoing crippling power outages, higher inflation, and the high cost of debt. Meanwhile, Godongwana also announced that the budget provided for tax relief of some 13 billion rand. And this includes, among others, an increase in the tax-free threshold from 91,250 to 95,750. The tax-free amount at retirement is increased to 550,000 rand. Now, Godongwana says that the transfer duty table has been adjusted by 10%, which means that transfer costs are not payable on properties under 1.1 million rand. The minister also announced a debt relief package of 254 billion rand for Eskom and tax breaks to encourage businesses and individuals to invest in renewable energy. On the international news front this morning, U.S. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden arrived in Namibia yesterday and will also travel to Kenya. She'll be on the continent until Sunday. Biden will seek to strengthen partnerships with Africa and advance shared priorities in the region. Her engagements will focus on the empowerment of women and youth and efforts to address food insecurity and promoting shared democratic values. The visit is billed as part of a follow-up engagement to the US-Africa Leaders Summit in December last year, when Biden hosted a 2-day spousal program. And this is her first visit to Namibia. In other news, a large metal sphere that washed up on a shore in Japan has perplexed locals and set off a flurry of speculation. Authorities can't say what it is, not even the police or the bomb squad sent to investigate. They have cordoned off the area and conducted X-ray examinations, which did not reveal much more other than confirming that the object was safe. But what is known is that it's hollow and not a threat. Now, the find in the coastal city of Hamamatsu has been dubbed Godzilla's egg and from outer space. And then finally, Nigerian visual artist Malik Afegbua, who's 38 years old, found himself trending on social media after posting images of seniors looking stylish on a fashion runway in trendy clothes, featuring elderly people as models on the catwalk. Featuring those elderly people on the catwalk using elderly black Africans in that role is extremely rare. Now, titled the Elders Series, the images on social media bagged attention across the globe. The World Health Organization, the WHO, said his work was, quote, a major positive contributor in the global effort to combat ageism. Remarkably, however, the groundbreaking fashion show now never actually happened. Although the images look like photographs, they were actually generated by artificial intelligence. Afegbua created the Elders series using the artificial intelligence platform Midjourney and Photoshop. And now he's been invited to exhibit his work at galleries in America, in France, and Brazil, and will also be involved in a Hollywood movie. Can you believe that? But probably the most rewarding was the recognition that he received for presenting older people in a much more positive light. And we must say, very, very cool stuff indeed. Well, that's it for the news at 6 o'clock. We'll take another look at 7 right now. Here's a first look into the world of sports, and Graham has the latest headlines.
Thank you so much, Kat. Let's start with last night's footballing action in Man City. They definitely paid the price for failing to make the most of their first half dominance, as they were ultimately held to a draw by RB Leipzig in their first leg of their Champions League last 16 tie. So the away side, they were in complete control in that first 45 minutes and got the breakthrough midway through the half when Ilkay Gundogan managed to pounce on a mistake and defence and fed to Riyad Mahrez to drive into the back of the net. The hosts made a better fight of things in that second half and drew level through Josko Gvardiol. And elsewhere, Inter Milan, they beat FC Porto 1-0 thanks to a late winner from Romelu Lukaku, the man of the moment. Let me turn to cricket. He's still got it. 40-year-old English stalwart James Anderson has now returned to the top of the ICC Test bowling rankings. The seamer returned match figures of 7 for 54 in the first Test win in New Zealand to end Australian captain Pat Cummins' 4-year reign at the top. At 40 years and 207 days, to be exact, Anderson is now the oldest bowler to hold the top spot since Australian Clary Grimmett back in 1936. That's the 6 times that he's been number 1 as well, most recently back in 2018. Then Kagiso Rabada is the highest placed South African player in 7th. Then we turn to rugby, and a crisis averted, for now at least, it seems. Wales' Six Nations match up against England will go ahead. That was after the Welsh players decided against strike action. So Saturday's game in Cardiff was in doubt, with players threatening not to turn up because of a dispute with Welsh rugby bosses over contracts. But the Welsh Rugby Union and Wales squad and the players therein have reached a compromise on some of the key issues. Had the game been called off, it would have cost the World Rugby Union almost £10 million to cover. Now we turn finally to tennis, and world number 1, Iga Swiatek. Well, she looks every part the best in the world. She swept past Lyudmila Samsonova for the loss of just 1 game, in fact, in the last 16 of the Dubai WTA tournament. The 21-year-old was then handed a walkover into the semi-finals when her scheduled quarterfinal opponent, Karolina Pliskova, had to pull out with an injury. Swiatek triumphing 6-1 and 6-love over Samsonova, and now has dropped only 8 games in her last 6 matches. That's incredible. The quarterfinals will see Arina Sabalenka up against Barbara Krejcikova. Then Madison is up against Coco Gauff, and Jessica Pegula, she'll face off against Karolina Muchova. And that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's see what the weather has in store.
Thanks a lot, G. Let's take a look at that weather, starting with weather news. Now, Cyclone Freddy, which wreaked havoc in Madagascar when it hit the island on Tuesday and yesterday, causing a storm surge, ripping roofs off houses and killing at least 4 people. Could have an effect of parts of South Africa. Now, after crossing Madagascar, Freddy is expected to strengthen again before making landfall in Mozambique tomorrow as a likely tropical storm, bringing the risk of pounding rain. Heavy rain could also hit parts of Zimbabwe and northeastern parts of South Africa from early Saturday until Monday, especially the low-veld and escarpment areas in Limpopo as well as in Mpumalanga. The Limpopo Cooperative Governance, Human Settlements and Traditional Affairs Department is on high alert as Freddy reaches the area. A very heavy rain is possible, which could result in widespread flooding. Now, for our first sunrise update this morning, we have Sandra Lang in Dull Park capturing this early morning image. That shot looks beautiful, a fiery sky. And then Vini Govender showcased this incredible photo of the pink tones glowing up over the ocean out in Umkamas, Keshni and Chatsworth. Snapped this blast of red out in the distance as she enjoys some tea on her balcony. And last up, Frederick in Somerset West sent in a gorgeous view from his home overlooking the ocean with some tangerine hues. Absolutely incredible. The screensavers of your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we love those. Send yours if you don't mind. 063-408-8863. We'd love to see how you start your day. Now let's take a look at the temperatures. Polokwane, we start with you as always, 14, rising to 27 degrees Celsius. Bombela, you can expect a nice warm day, 29 from a low of 15, 41% chance of rain. Pretoria, 15 up to 29. And then Johannesburg, you can expect a nice warm day, 28 degrees Celsius. 13 is how you wake up this morning. Let's move on over to Mahikeng. 15 to 30 today. Those are your temps. Klerksdorp, you top at 31 from a low of 14. Kimberley, you wake up to 18, rising to 34. And then Bloemfontein, you can expect a 31 maximum from a minimum of 12. Richards Bay, over to you now. 25% chance of precipitation, partly cloudy, 18 to 29. Pietermaritzburg, 16 to 29 for you. Durban, a nice warm and humid 28 from a low of 20. Mthatha, you can expect 16, but you go up to 34 as a nice warm temperature for you. Please stay hydrated and try and avoid too much sun contact. East London, 21 to 31 for you. Cradock, you can expect 15. Listen to this, 37 is your maximum. So once again, hydrate and try and stay out the sun today. Gqeberha, you've got 20 to 27 today. And George, you go from 17 as you wake up, rising to 24 this afternoon. The Mother City, Cape Town, 17 to 24. Worcester, 36 is your high from a low of 14. And then Sutherland, you can expect 14 to 31. Uppington, 22. Once again, maxing those temperatures, 39 degrees Celsius for you. That's it for your weather news, your sunrise views, and your temperatures on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. But let's give you a behind-the-scenes view with Kat.
Yeah, that's exactly where we are, Mr. Carlito. Thanks very much for keeping us up to date with the weather. There he is, there he is. What's up, Sean? You good? Great start today. Dude, you just left me hanging on national TV. Stop that noise. Stop that noise. Listen, bring you all the feel-good vibes from behind the scenes. As you can see, we're getting ready with our band. And yes, if you're wondering it, yeah, listen, where is he? Laz, you put all of the tape on my ear today. Come. What is this, brah? What is this? We got to fix this during the ad break, okay? Yeah, we'll fix it. But of course, it's tech and game day. You know what that means. This man is in the hizzer. He's got his PS5.
We're playing games.
We're playing games.
We actually are playing games.
Whoa, we're serious
We're getting serious
about playing games. That's what we do on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll see you just after the break. Let's fix this situation. No. Come, please, this way. Please.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, welcome back to it. It's a Thursday morning. It's your feel-good breakfast show. It's great to be in your company. Of course, Thursdays means we shift our focus to all things tech, and gaming is one of those elements of tech that we get into with Grant Hines. And we've got a game that's got some people buzzing out there. Atomic Heart, one of them, of course, that's got them talking. And it's a single-player first person that is a visual spectacle, which I'm sure that Grant will agree with. He's had some time on it. Great to see you, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great.
The new thing is...
Yes, you haven't been on the show
It's
since I've had
working,
it.
bro.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
working.
Thank you.
Nice one. So Atomic Heart is what we're talking about today. What's been the big hype around this game in the gaming world?
Okay, so this is pretty much a love letter to games of old. And I don't know if you are... Okay, this is going to give my age away, but there were games when we were growing up, kind of like Half-Life, these first-person shooters,
of course,
which were very narrative-driven, and they were a dime a dozen. You could find great games. Half-Life was probably like the one to go by.
Dude, you talk about giving away your age. I used to play Duke Nukem 3D.
Duke Nukem was actually probably one of the first. Wolfenstein, Duke Nukem 3D, those were the first of that genre.
Yes.
And then it evolved into more deep storytelling, which was like the Half-Life stuff.
Exactly.
So you don't see a lot of that these days. A lot of it's more multiplayer shooters and like multiplayer competitive stuff, which is great. I get it. But at the same time, okay.
What happened? What happened? You just screamed.
I'm getting attacked by robots. I'm getting attacked by robots.
So then get us into the story.
I need
alternate history. Oh my days! Are these mannequins?
These are robots. These are robots. Okay.
Why does he have a moustache like that?
I'm trying to talk to you and do this at the same time. This is not ending well.
Okay.
Okay, so that didn't end well.
All right.
So it's set, the story of Atomic Heart is set in an alternate universe where the USSR won World War II. So we're living in that universe. It's very technology driven. It's techno-focused. There's cities in the sky. A lot like BioShock Infinite. I think there's a lot of inspiration taken from the BioShock series.
Okay.
When you have a look at this game. You play Major Sergei. He is the, he's kind of, he's not a resistance fighter, he's a major in this army. And the technology has now uprised against humanity.
Okay.
So that's how the story kind of plays out, and you become like the single hero. So there is like the voice, the character, you know, the Duke Nukem voice.
Yes.
Yeah, you get that.
He goes by the name Major Sergei.
You're like he's intense.
Kalashnikov, whatever.
Yeah, he's intense. So there's a lot of that. I don't know. I'm too scared to walk into his room because I'm gonna get beaten up by robots.
Handle it, bro.
Yeah, I'll handle it.
So the mission, you've got to explore this world, and what's your mission at large in this alternate history universe? Wowza! It is intense.
I got a big axe. Oh, there's somebody behind me. This isn't gonna work. This is gonna work out. There we go. I beat the robots.
Okay, well done.
The
well
uprising
done.
of the machines
now,
ended.
Get out of this room because it's very intense right now.
But it's a beautiful looking game. I must say, like, those games were always great because they were visual spectacles of some kind. And this really is one of those visual spectacles. I'm going to smash this there. There was like a security camera that...
Yeah. Any other surprises that we could look forward to in terms of what we could find in the game?
So there's some looting. Like right
well?
now I'm looting a box, and this looting has got this way of just like sucking up everything. In fact, I like the analogies to Half-Life 2 because this ability allows you to pick up objects in the environment pretty much like the gravity gun in Half-Life 2, which was kind of the first of its kind in many ways in games. I remember buying that game like day one when it came out, and it just blew my mind. And there's a lot of similarities to this.
All right, so in summary, in terms of what you think of the game, would you rate it as worth the hype? Will gamers get hooked onto it?
It depends on what kind of game you are.
Okay.
If you are into old school first-person shooters and you want a story-driven game that looks good, high production value, something that will take you back a little bit, you're gonna really enjoy this. If you don't like story-driven shooters and you don't like this you know, the idea that these robots, you don't like the setting, you're probably not going to be like dragged into it enough. I think you need a little bit of that. And we are giving away a copy on the show.
Absolutely, we are. The game is called Atomic Heart, available on the PS5. I'm assuming Xbox as well, PC as well.
Yeah, PC, Xbox Series X.
There we go.
And S, and obviously PS5.
All of the formats that you prefer. So if you'd like to win yourself a digital copy of Atomic Heart, then all you need to do is go onto our Expresso Facebook page and let us know what is your favorite alternate history video game. I mean, this one for the serious gamers with a little bit of nostalgia added to it. The competition closes at 12 p.m. today, and the T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. Go ahead and enter, and good luck.
Okay, I'm gonna run.
So you can win a game today, and you can win a phone today, and we are winning because we are doing fitness, not here, but somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Well, it's that time of the morning where we need to move our bodies. Leg workouts are important for several reasons, yet they're sometimes neglected in favor of upper body workouts. Basically, people forget leg day.
Every day's leg day. Come on, man. It's important to stay consistent with your leg workouts, since these large muscles, well, in some of us, are an integral part of our overall fitness. Let's hand over to the guy who does it best. Raul Demorne is back with another workout. You better grab your mat and your guts, because you're going to need it for this one. Come on, Raul. Okay, I can go to 90. Come on. Come on. Come on. And back up. No.
Yes, good morning, you beautiful people. Welcome back to it. We are moving once again. No excuses whatsoever, because this time we are doing it with no equipment and encouraging you to get involved with this epic workout that's only going to take 5 minutes out of your day. As simple as that, and it's so effective. Now, myself and Colton are going to take you through your paces. So, as we have always been doing, we're going to go for 30 seconds of working time, and then you earn yourself a 30-second break. Basically, we're doing that 5 times, and if you're really feeling up to it, you can go for 3 sets in total. Today, we're going to go through 1 set together, and starting off with our first exercise, it's a curtsy to diver. So very simple. You have one leg planted, great stability. This is a good workout to activate the glute, as well as just promoting warming up of the muscle and reducing injury. So essentially, stable leg on the ground, having the other leg up on the air, bringing it around the leg, curtsy lunging all the way to the side, foot touches the ground, using the glute to drop down, and then again using that glute to bring myself back up to that restart. Once I'm in this position, the glute's engaged, I go straight into my diver. That's making sure my spine's neutral, extending that leg straight out, making a nice plane on the top, touching the toe, and coming straight back, and then back into our curtsy for that repeat. All right, you guys are with me. We're doing the one side only. 30-second starts in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Curtsy lunge to start. Nice and slow, good control, using that glute to squeeze up. Now we're going for our diver. So make sure you're keeping a nice straight back. Extend that leg, touch the toe, and back to restart. Beautiful stuff. Colton, we're looking good there. Back into our curtsy. And this is a great exercise to increase mobility, increase your range, but also it's a great exercise to activate those stabilizers and all the muscles that we need to get a good run on, to do everyday work, and just to make ourselves more competent in our workouts. All right, people, 30 seconds is almost up. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's time. You earned yourselves your first break. That's 30 seconds. Make sure you have a nice, deep, slow breath and recover. While you're resting, listen to this, because this is the next exercise you're going to be doing. It's the exact same movement, but on the other side, so moving straight into it. All right, you ready? Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start with that curtsy once again. Good control, good form, using the glute to bring yourself back up into that diver. Also activating the core here once again to make sure that that's also stable. You might find like you're about to fall all over the show. That's okay, that's good. That means that the body's working. The stabilizers are active and the core is definitely engaged. Keep moving, people, you're almost there. You're feeling that burn? That's normal, that's a good thing, especially in the glute. We've got 5 more seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's time. All right, that's it. 2 sets down already. We're moving over to the next exercise. While you rest for the 30 seconds, let me explain to you how easy this one is. So again, with one leg, we're gonna start off with the right leg, and you're lunging forward, then to the side, and then backwards. It's a 180-degree lunge, essentially lunging forward, making sure the knee doesn't go too far over the toe, using the glutes. Back to restart. Then I lunge to the side, making sure the glutes are sticking back once again, and exactly the same thing for that reverse. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Forward lunge. Beautiful. Explode back to restart. Then to the side. Nice. And now we're doing that reverse lunge. Good control, good form, beautiful. And then repeat that once again. 30 seconds of this, great tempo. It's all about quality over quantity for this one. So make sure you're really engaging and activating that mind-muscle control, using your glutes especially and your core. Stay in there, people. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's time. Beautiful stuff. All right, 30 seconds, and then we're moving straight over to the next exercise. Of course, that's the other side of this workout. Again, starting with a 360 lunge, but on the other foot. You guys ready for it? We're feeling good. We're feeling strong. Maintain a good posture. Keep your core engaged. We're starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Forward lunge. Nice. Then to the side. Beautiful. Now we're going back for that reverse lunge. Nice stuff. And repeat that. Hang in there, people. Now we're working out. Now we're moving. Now we're building some good leg strength, good mobility, and we're activating those stabilizers. Whew. All right, hang in there, people. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. That's time. Beautiful stuff, people. One more exercise coming up in this 30-second break. Pay attention because the last exercise is really simple. It's a squat pulse, right? Making sure we have all the great mechanics of a good squat, having a nice spine that's neutral, our core is engaged, but instead of going for the straight squat, hang for pulse and then squeeze the glutes to recover. So back down, we pulse once, and then straight back up for that recovery. 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Down, then a pulse, and back up. Nice. Squat, pulse, and up. Beautiful stuff. Squat, pulse, and up. It's not a bounce, it's a pulse, so control that movement, making sure we're activating the glutes, activating the legs especially, keeping our core engaged and having a nice neutral spine. Don't worry about the knees going over the toes too much, making sure that we're kind of closing that door behind us every time we do make that squat movement. And that's 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, beautiful stuff, people. That's a wrap on this workout, a full leg session that I know you absolutely loved. And the best part is no equipment needed whatsoever. Now, whether you're outside, in the garden, or maybe even indoors at home, it doesn't matter. We have no excuse to not move. So Mzansi, we'll see you on the next one. Nice job, brother.
Sure, nice one.
See you for the next one.
Oh, that poor young man next to him.
Shame.
We feel your pain, bro. We've
Yeah.
been there. We've all been there. We understand. But Raul, you're awesome, man. We love him.
The legs were burning. I could actually tell from the other gent, but it's okay. Thank you, Raul, for showing us that you can work out, and we want to look just like you. And of course, you'll be back a little bit later with some more, but we have some movies to assess a little later.
Right, and it did take us that whole segment to get back up.
That's
Oh,
correct.
No, we're going down again.
Going down again.
Go.
Stay there.
5
Feel
minutes.
Good Breakfast Show.
Only you can make my day.
It's The Crush. Unlock your 100% TV show. Catch all the excitement as we unlock Crush fans' full potential to live their dreams. Watch the show on SABC2 starting on the 1st of February every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Plus, you stand a chance to win your share of thousands of prizes. Simply buy any Crush and follow the pack for entry details. Crush, 100% goodness.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
I love that. You know what? I really love the fact that there's this a build-up. It's like a trailer to what JP Sebastian's about to do. And I'm telling you, I'm ready to see no evil because this is going to be one of the most amazing sections of the show. 4 new trailers just dropped. JP, let's go into it. We've got 4 of them to cover.
Yes.
So let's start with the beasts.
Very quick. And so these are ones that like enticed me. Hopefully they'll drag you into. Hopefully you
Right.
put them on your radar. Get a pen and paper out, or you know,
Yeah.
a tablet, whatever you do these days. Me and my old bum. These are 4 movies that have trailers this week that grab me, and I hope that they grab you too. So first one, like you just said, The Beasts. And hopefully there's a face that you recognize here. I think that you will immediately.
Yeah.
Denis Menochet, we don't obviously know too much, obviously, in South African movie markets, but remember at the start of Inglourious Bastards,
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino's World War II movie, that big dude who was hiding Shoshana,
Yes.
who had to face Christoph Waltz. So he leads this one this time, and what's horrifying about this movie, horrifying about this movie,
Yes.
is that it's a true story. And it's a criminal, like, slow burner type thing. Set in Galicia in Spain, so I know that you're probably feeling quite thrilled to be Spanish after you defeated Liverpool recently, but...
Different segment. Yes, but yeah.
Yes. Let me make you feel a bit more tense about being in that country. So, small town that these 2 people go to. They think it's going to be their idyllic retirement, their escape kind of thing. And there's a weird tension that goes on with that, is that people actually live where you plan to retire. All of us who might have these bougie middle-class ideas of, I'd love to go to the Karoo, like myself or whatever.
Yeah.
But there are people there who have to like dig through the dirt and make a living off that. He then clashes heads with the locals because a bunch of them decide they're going to sell their farms to a major corporation. They deserve maybe a better life. They maybe deserve a shot at the prize. But to them, it's still this Eden that they want to make, this new couple. So they bang head to head.
Yeah.
And like I said, in real life, it has real life consequences. There was a documentary in 2016 called So Antonella. So check it out for yourself. If you're into true crime, that kind of thing, this looks tense, and critics are going mad wild for it. No dates in SA for any of these movies. These are underdogs. These are babakis. These are little movies.
To entice.
Yeah. Look them up, though, for yourself.
Get on the line.
Put it on the list. On the line, we have another one that is all tense. It's all tense this morning. Like, I've got no chill. Speaking of chill, we've got this chilly scene in the Swiss Alps where it is a mother and daughter you're looking at on the poster. It starts off with, whereas the previous one was a slow burn up to the climactic ending. A young lady, a woman, attacks her mother in a spat of just years of pressure, I suppose. She has an aggressive outburst and then gets a restraining order. No charges or anything like that. And so there's this convenient line painted outside the house by one of the sisters who wants to just keep the peace because the police are like, dude, if you cross this 100-meter mark,
There it is.
it's game over for you. You actually go to prison. So it's sort of like, I suppose, if you're into these musical kind of movies, because you just saw music being played there, like Whiplash, for example, you see that. I don't know if you ever played an instrument, Carl. I hear this reported from a lot of people. Like, psychologically, it's very tense sometimes between the teacher and the student. Especially if this teacher is quite competitive. The mother, in this case, is a musician who previously was a classical pianist. Feels probably in a way that her children took that future from her. You know, as these sort of family dramas go, the child is talented herself. And so there are these tender moments of her trying to sort of like play guitar to the family to woo them from the 100-meter mark, trying to keep up this family tradition of music and whatever. But at the same time, who knows how that winds up in a more violent, sort of aggressive way.
Once again, slow burn. But I don't mind slow
Starting
burn
with a
because it's
spark
good
and then-
narrative to it.
No, for sure,
So
man.
good.
If it
I
keeps
love
your
that.
stomach in knots, then that's what movies are about.
Is the next one going to be slow burn? Godland.
Yes.
Okay, let's go
Okay.
slow burn again.
Absolutely no chill. Again, with Scandinavians speaking no chill. So if you're into stuff like The Lighthouse, Willem
Yeah,
Dafoe
that's
and
slow
whatever.
burn.
Yep. Serious business. And again, critics are going wild for this one. Godland is... Denmark has a colonial history. Not a lot of people sort of know this. And it goes from Greenland to, in this case, it's Iceland.
Yeah.
And missionary goes with his camera around and in the typical missionary fashion decides to catalog all the locals as if they're not actually part of the land themselves. He's got a very aggressive, arrogant manner about how he's going to sort of arrest Iceland into his sort of vision of this Danish god, graced land. Look at these amazing shots, by the way. Weird thing about Iceland is that he doesn't understand is that it's really this alien world of volcanoes and uninhabitable, just hostile environments that he decides he's going to trek over. It, again, has a violent sort of head to it. I don't know if, obviously, this is based on, look at that, that's amazing, that's beautiful. That's less beautiful, but obviously there's these scary hints, especially after stuff like, you know, we're used to Midsommar and whatever. So there is this vibe where it all gets to his head eventually. He starts believing that, similar to Kurtz in Apocalypse Now, he becomes god of his own environment, but it's delusions of the colonialist type thing. Tense thriller that went out at Cannes, like the previous movie, in fact, The Beast. And yeah, I look forward to this. No date in essay just yet, but keep it tense. Sometimes movies need the slow burn, man. Yeah.
Wowza. Okay, well, we got The Lion, we got The Beast, we got Godland, but of course we've got more movies coming up a little bit later, including Creed 3 and John Wick 4, which I'm excited about with JP Sebastian a little bit later, but for now, I'm hungry.
We got you covered, don't worry, my friend. In fact, we've got everyone out there wanting to bake, and with a little less resistance in the kitchen, we got you covered as well. When it comes to baking a delectable and scrumptious cake, it is essential to be systematic in your approach, because it really is an exact science that must be followed precisely. This we know about baking. Here to give us some simple tricks that will help you make consistently delicious cake is no stranger to the show. In fact, she flew in all the way from the other side of the world, literally, to give us these tips. That's how much you matter this morning. Linde, and welcome back to the show!
Thank you.
Almost gave you a new name. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
How are you? How is life in a very different world?
It's very good. I'm very good. I've moved to New Zealand 3 years ago, and I'm just here for a quick holiday.
You don't have an accent at all.
Really? We were talking
really
about
do,
it earlier.
and I love it. It's so awesome. Oh, it's so good to have you here, practicing pastry chef at the moment. What does that look like in your world?
It's very, very different. Very different. Very short hours, actually. Very
Really?
good hours, yeah.
So not this at all.
Not this. Very, very good. I'm really enjoying it. I'm working at a French bakery at the moment, so it's been good. I'm surprised I haven't picked up that much weight.
No, you look
eating all the
amazing,
pastries.
I know. It is your right, but that's fantastic. So I'm so glad that we actually have you here, terra firma in South Africa, to take us through, because we've got a lot of home bakers who often hit these little kind of issues. I don't have this, or why is this not happening? I don't have my amas, what can I do? We've got some great baking tips here, courtesy of Mama Bakes. So where should we start? Maybe...
So, I think it's good to start over here because this might take a while. So if you don't have a masi, you can just take 1 cup of milk, 25 ml of lemon juice, and we'll just pour it in, give it a quick mix.
And often this will happen by mistake when you're trying to create something else, the curdle. But in this case, we actually want that whey to separate.
Yeah, so you can actually see it's already starting to separate. The longer it sits, the more it will separate. And it's getting thicker too. Can you see that?
It's almost immediately, wow.
Yeah, so it's getting that amasi consistency. So, yeah, easy.
And about how long will it take to get the optimal, what you're looking for?
Probably about 5 minutes. We'll come back to this, but you can see it's very, very quick. Like, we've already got that curdling effect, and it will just happen more as it sits.
Oh, and this is like a nice buttermilk kind of substitutes that kind of vibe, right?
Yes, and you can do this with milk alternatives too. So if you need, I don't know, almond milk, buttermilk.
Yes.
There's your tip.
I was just thinking, put a bit of banana flavour in there, I'll drink it straight. That's the original protein
not?
shake. I absolutely love that. Okay, so I don't have a premix that has everything in it. I need something that's going to rise. How do I create my own self-raising flour?
Yeah, so this is actually something we don't have in New Zealand. We don't have self-raising flour.
Oh, really?
No. So, very easy trick. You just take your flour, you add some baking powder, give it a mix.
So that maybe is why the rugby has dipped off in recent times. Maybe it's the lack of self-raising flour. No, I had to get a dig in there. So.
Yes, well, I'm still a Springbok.
I know, yeah, you're wearing the green just to emphatically
Yes.
prove that point. Brilliant, it's going to work. I love that. Let's
Yeah.
move on to our final hack. Carl demanded food this morning, and we're going to make him a cake.
Yes. So if you want to have a cake with less crumbs, you can see like cake crumbs happen, like it's
Yeah.
inevitable. Bake the cake the day before, put it in the fridge overnight. The fat in there will solidify and set, and because the cake is cold, your cream cheese mixture will just firm up instantly.
It's not going to tear off the surface area as it bonds.
And it won't slide either. You know, sometimes when you ice a cake and it just starts sliding, it's the worst because you put in all this effort and you want to make this beautiful cake and it just slides. Especially in the hot weather we have at the moment. You know, it's February.
Yeah.
It gets really warm.
And that's heartbreaking when you've gone through that entire process and you've almost nailed it and then you trip at the final hurdle. Come on.
Yeah, so you can see it sets very well, and we'll just take this one. Always when you stack a cake also, use your...
Underside up.
Up, yes.
So it's nice and flat and level.
And you just press it in gently. And now, when we ice it, I like to start at the top. Different bakers do it differently.
Different ways.
But I like to start at the top and just...
Kan jy iets in Afrikaans sê met 'n New Zealand accent?
Nee, ek het nog nie 'n New Zealand accent in Afrikaans nie.
They can never take that away, baby.
No, that's mine. I'm proud of it.
We are proud of you. Congratulations. Thank you so much for coming. You are not
Thank you.
going anywhere, okay? Now that
No.
we've got you here, we're going to see if we can entice you to stay. Stick around as Malandi is going to take us through some more deliciousness here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We said fun and games. We've got tons on the way. And yes, your chance to win a brand new Samsung phone. Stick around.
Clover's range of margarines and spreads. Classic spread. Mama Bake.
Margie, how do you know what we like?
I know someone who knows.
Spread the Margie love.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here on S3, and I can tell you there is one man who is ready to give you some of the movies that you can expect. Boston Strangler, Creed 3, John Wick 4. We are ready for the #1 when it comes to movies, JP Sebastian?
No pressure. Whenever Carl talks, it's like, man,
No,
I
this
feel like I'm
pressure.
about to write maths too when he was...
Maths too. Maths lit. It's about to get that way. But Boston Strangler, so good to see Keira Knightley again.
Yeah, where's she been? It was like 5 years ago, maybe it was the last Pirates of the Caribbean. After that was Colette, and then there was Nix. She was in that one movie by... anyway, Gareth Edwards.
Taking a break.
Yeah, no, good for her though. Like she
Yeah.
didn't fall into the sort of the net of, and it's fine if people want to do superhero movies, but she's not in any of those. She doesn't have a character that, to your memory. Nah.
No, but she would have been very, very
Surprisingly escaped
good
the loop.
actually in one of the Marvels.
They're in one of these smaller things, comparatively smaller. These are obviously larger than the indies I just spoke about. It's a true story based on, surprise, surprise, the Boston
Strangler.
5
Yes.
points to Gryffindor.
Thank
I don't
you.
know what I'm saying. I don't like Harry Potter. Keira Knightley is this journalist who very much in the spirit of, do you remember Zodiac?
Yes.
Ooh, which was scary.
Loved Zodiac.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
I feel like it was underrated.
Robert Downey Jr. No, for sure. You're totally right.
Yeah.
People need to watch that again. So if you're into
Yes.
Zodiac, this seems very much a similar thing. Because in there, Jake Gyllenhaal's a comic writer for a cartoon artist. Why was that so hard for me to describe?
Yeah.
Maybe I should do drawings rather than speaking. For a newspaper, and he decides he's going to go on the side venture and figure out who the Zodiac is. I nearly said Toni Collette because she was in Collette. Keira Knightley is a journalist who is told by editors, stick to your story, stick to what you were told to do. And instead it veers off to actually solve the case, or at least reveal a lot of who this potential serial killer is. Chris Cooper is our editor, by the way. These are the faces that, you know, like these are a lot of actors in here where you go, I know that dude, he's a specialist.
Where's he from?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Whenever they're in movies, they elevate the thing, but you'll never know their names, like William Fitchner, for example. Bill Camp is another character in this.
Alessandro Navola as well.
And Carrie Coons, you might remember, obviously, from Gone Girl. She was Ben Affleck's sister, and she's so good, too. So, extremely good cast. And cool to see Keira Knightley back in the fray as well. No date in SA. It's out on the US streamer, so hopefully there's a chance we get it on the big screen.
Hopefully.
Because it's exclusive there, who knows? We'll see. Yes, super excited.
Creed 3. Okay, we're ready. And you know what? It's so good to see Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, well, when do you not? When do you not see Jonathan Majors?
Jonathan Majors is just,
shouting the odds there rightly, because he is in everything right now. We were trying to figure out the other day, sorry, I'm looking off camera, but I promise you, can't take us off camera. It was Lovecraft Country that he was in, the TV show, which he was incredible in there too. Devotion was the other movie where he plays the fighter pilot. That was just last year. He's now got Ant-Man, where I think he pretty much steals the show. You've probably been hearing from people that
yes, I have been.
He's a sizable presence in that. And sizable is the word here too, because, returns
He's
obviously.
ripped as well.
Yeah.
Proper.
Comes out next week is actually when this is. So this is just the final teaser to try and keep your appetite piqued. What's also pretty cool is, geez, we forgot to mention Michael B. Jordan exists. Who's also
that? No, I'm kidding. No.
Incredible actor who does much better with a moustache, as we've seen. At least I've got the abs, don't I? No, that's
Yes,
a lie
you do.
too. No, lies. Next week is Creed 3. I'm very excited. This is actually his directorial debut, Michael B. Jordan. Directed nothing before. And what's cool about this dude is very much reminds me in the same spirit of like Margot Robbie, where they're both great actors, but they're very interested in what happens behind the scenes too, in the production, in staying. It's not just, hey, I picked up the check for acting, bye everyone type thing. So I hope to see that he has a pretty interesting directorial career ahead of him. We'll find out by next week. But what I worry about, maybe especially for a first-time director, is that this trailer is super stuffed. Obviously, you got the wife situation. You got, Felicia Rashad as well, who has to get some daylight too.
Are you thinking there's too many narratives?
I wish that for as great as Jonathan Majors is, and for the size that these characters are, that it was just like two forces, like an immovable rock and the unstoppable force going head to head. I really do hope this is good, because Creed 2 knocked my socks off. Ridiculously in the leagues of stuff like Raging Bull. If they can keep up that tradition, then I'd be really impressed and surprised. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure that we're going to end up with at least a good movie next week. We'll see.
John Wick 4. Now, we were left with Parabellum. We were left with John Wick. No Finger, back in, on the run, naturally. All the Keanu Reeves, vibes that we need. But now, of course, John Wick 4. This is the next chapter.
Again, this is just the final trailer for everyone to be like, hey guys, remember where there's a lot of people punching the air right now in studio.
Yes.
It's wild, this violence. They're fighting very quietly. I appreciate the respect for the segment. We've got all the regulars are back. We've got new faces, which is fantastic too. It's a tiny trailer, just gives you a little taster, a teaser of a reminder of what the story is. And again, it's these two forces going head to head, because he actually apparently in this one has to go mano a mano against Bill Skarsgård, the clown. Dude, no, for real.
Yeah.
So you're not fighting a dude in clown makeup. That would be peculiar, wouldn't it?
It is such a strange story, man. Like, John Wick for me is, I keep saying this and I'll say it, yes, Donnie Yen, do it. That early in the morning, I have adrenaline pump now. Like, I'm officially awake. Welcome to the show. Seriously, John Wick is a miracle to me.
Yeah.
Like, we were just talking about how we're hearing all sorts of bad things about Ant-Man. You're hearing them. I'm saying them. Guys, superhero movies could learn so much from the tactile nature of fighting. We were just saying Shang-Chi. Fighting wasn't an improvement because it's choreographed. It's timed. You can see people put blood and sweat. And geez, the blood and sweat comes across when you see how hard Keanu Reeves works. The featurettes and all the behind-the-scenes stuff is out already too. This is just a reminder. Get excited. When's the date on that, by the way?
It's 24th of March, John Wick 4. That's how it goes. JP Sebastian, as always, thank you so much. Boston Strangler, Creed 3, John Wick 4, everything you need and love about movies. Talking about love, love is love.
They were just punching, though.
Yeah.
A lot of fighting.
At this point, we're just asking, John, vula masang, vula gate to the love. That's what we're trying to do right now.
That's all he needs.
John Wick must open the gates to love, because we're still in February, right?
Sort of. We can't
Aren't we like the
go to
20
it. No, we really
23rd?
are still all loved up, and we love it. We are ready for love. And are you ready for love? I've got to ask you. And are you ready for love on TV? Because it could happen.
Absolutely. SABC2 is thrilled to announce their exciting new reality show, Love is Love. It's a dynamic new dating series that is set up to open South Africans to the world to alternative ways of finding people, meeting people that you might fall in love with.
Yeah, make a real connection. Love is Love follows love seekers searching for that perfect match. Now, each of the contestants have a lot to offer. We've met a couple of them. They are lovely and inviting other interested singles from around the country to enter and join in their quest for love. And it matters that much.
It really does.
It really does.
Yeah,
man.
like you said, we got the chance to meet a few of them to find out about their stories and why it is that they seek love in this manner. And it's a beautiful thing.
And they were shooting. They were shooting their shots, man.
Yeah, so SABC2 is calling on anyone who's interested to go on a date with one of the love seekers and who wants to document their search for love on TV. WhatsApp the line 068 479 1441. Shoot your shot.
You got to do it, man. And now is your chance. So enter right now. You just might find the love of your life.
And win the ultimate prize.
What is it?
Looking for love? This could be your match.
Away South Africa, my name's Ethan Bob McKay. This is my official coming out as bi-curious. Men and women, I'm open for business.
My name is Yentel Jacobs. I'm 26 years old. I'm looking for a woman between the age of 27 and 45 with an active lifestyle and a lust for life.
My name is Anga Blakey. I'm keen to meet a gentleman from any race.
I'm Eric van Brandes. I'm interested in mature men between the age of 30 to 45 years old.
My name is Rosette. I'm keen to meet a guy between the ages of 45, 60.
My name is Andra Moster. I'm looking for a man that's ready to have some fun.
My name is Angelique Samuels. I'm the type of girl that wants to be taken to the beach, surprises, keep me on my toes.
My name is Shimano Kewen. He'd have to be someone that is kind and considerate.
My name is Eldis Andre. I'm looking for a woman between the age of 20 and 30.
Love is Love, soon on SABC2.
The Nedbank and Old Mutual Budget Speech Competition, empowering Africa's future leaders.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's kind of like Inception. It's the camera inside the camera, the show inside the show. Welcome to the Expresso behind the scenes social media camera. And of course, we had young Melanie rejoin us all the way from New Zealand, which means we couldn't not connect with her beautiful parents who are terrified right now. Marius and Adele, look at those beautiful faces. How proud are you of your daughter right now?
Very proud. You won't believe it.
Very
We are
proud.
so glad to have her back with us for now.
Oh man, us as well. We absolutely love it. This is behind the scenes. Watch this cam. You might just pick up something special today. So much excitement. And of course, the small matter of giving away a brand new phone in just a moment. Let's get through those official duties, news headlines with Carl.
Of course, the headlines are coming your way, and of course, behind the scenes, social media camera skills will be taught to Graham a little bit later. But over to national news. The Western Cape government plans to establish a special taxi task team to address the challenges that the taxi industry is facing in the province. This follows a meeting between government officials and the taxi organization, the South African National Taxi Council, SANTACO, which resulted in averting a planned taxi strike, which was scheduled to take place yesterday. SANTACO planned a shutdown of all taxi routes in protest against the authorities' decision to increase traffic fines as well as impounding taxis. A progress report on various issues will be completed within 6 weeks. Now, staying locally, the Minister of Finance, Enoch Godongwana, has revised the country's economic growth outlook for the year downwards to 0.9%, citing the ongoing and crippling power outages, high inflation, and the high cost of debt. Presenting his budget speech in Parliament yesterday, he also announced tax relief of some 13 billion rand, which includes, among other things, an increase in the tax-free threshold from 91,250 rand to 95,750 rand. The tax-free amount at retirement has increased to 550,000 rand. Moreover, the minister announced a debt relief package for Eskom of 254 billion rand. On to international news. The International Federation of Journalists, the IFJ, said yesterday it had suspended the membership of Russia's main journalism trade union after it established branches in occupied regions of Ukraine. IFJ President Dominic Bradali said in a statement the IFJ is an organization built on international solidarity, on principles of cooperation between member unions and respect for the rights of all journalists. The Russian Union of Journalists' actions in establishing 4 branches in the annexed Ukrainian territories had clearly shattered the solidarity and sown division among sister unions. Now, US First Lady Dr. Jill Biden arrived in Namibia yesterday and will also travel to Kenya. She will be on the continent until Sunday. Biden will seek to strengthen partnerships with Africa and advance shared priorities in the region. Her engagements will focus on the empowerment of women and youth, efforts to address food insecurity, and promoting shared democratic values. The visit is billed as part of the follow-up engagements to US-Africa Leaders Summit that was back in December last year when Biden hosted a 2-day spousal program. This is her first visit to Namibia. And were you mentioned on Google Maps as a tourist attraction, you've really, truly arrived. A fat feline has become the top-rated tourist attraction in the Polish town of Szczecin, even eclipsing the town's actual historical landmarks. The black and white monument, I should say, named Gacek, which means long-eared bat in Polish, boasts a whopping 5 stars in Google Maps. This places the rotund rat catcher firmly ahead of the medieval town's historic sites, including a Pomeranian duke's castle constructed in 1346. And Gacek gained mainstream attention after appearing in a documentary which has collectively been viewed some 4.5 million times across Facebook and YouTube. Now, pussycat lovers make pilgrimages from all over Europe to see Gacek. Today, he's a true tabby-tabby, as tourists feed him plenty of snacks, clearly, to keep him fat. And the town's animal shelters have implored the public to refrain from feeding Gacek at all, presumably due to his massive girth. Either way, a tourist attraction and something to be seen. That's it for the news. It's time for our tourist attraction, our cat.
That's terrible. How do I even start that one? Just, no? Okay. Let's get into the traffic of the day as we get you ready to start the day. Out in Centurion, there's congestion on the N1 southbound after the Brockfontein interchange. All the lanes have been affected and there is heavy delay, so please add some extra travel time to your journey this morning. Then in Bridgetown, in Cape Town, there has been an accident on Settlers Way and it's causing delays all the way through to Hospital Bend, so please do use an alternative route this morning. That's it for the traffic right now. Let's get into the weather. Well, a quick little update. Widespread disruptions are rolling across states as yet another fierce winter storm makes its way through the United States and Canada. Blizzard conditions across the Dakotas, Minnesota and Wisconsin have forced many schools and businesses to close thus far, and more than 2,000 U.S. flights were cancelled as of yesterday. Some 75 million people in 29 states are under winter weather alerts, and wind gusts potentially reaching 80 kilometers per hour and a wind chill as low as -45 degrees Celsius in some parts are predicted. In the northern states, forecasts of up to more than half a meter of snow in some parts could mean areas endure their biggest snowfall in 30 years. Forecasters said that the storm system could produce an icy band across 2,092 kilometers from Nebraska all the way through to New Hampshire. Now, large parts of Canada are also under weather alerts, including Toronto, which is expecting heavy snow, ice pellets, and a possible freezing rain conditions. Well, let's bring things down back home where it's slightly warmer. For our 7 a.m. update this morning, we have a beautiful picture sent in by Quentin Jagers, who shared this phenomenal sunrise from Suurbrak. Wow, what a beautiful way to start the morning. We love those beautiful colors. Diane van der Werven shared an orange-filled sky over in Howick with a beautiful, luscious green grass all around. Look at that. Oh, my goodness, looks beautiful. Then Bernard in Worcester captured this lovely view before heading out to work. We love it. Ah, a beautiful sunrise waking you up. And last up, we've got Famida in Durban enjoying a walk at the harbour, enjoying the cool breeze and pretty reflections over the water. What a stunning way to start the morning. And we love sharing in those morning pictures with you, so please do continue to send them to us, whether in picture or video format, to 063-408-8863. A closer look at temperatures all across the country. Polokwane, a low of 1 rising to a low of 14 rather, rising to a high of 27. That might have shocked you a little bit. Mbombela, a low of 15 rising to a high of 29. Pretoria, 15 to 29, and Johannesburg, 13 to 28. Out in Mahikeng, pretty dry conditions, 15 rising to 30. Klerksdorp, 14 to 31. Kimberley, 18 to a very hot 34 degrees Celsius, and Bloemfontein, 12 to 31. Richards Bay, with a 25% chance of rain today, sees a low of 18 rising to a high of 29. Pietermaritzburg, 16 to 29. Durban, 20 to 28. And Mthatha, 16 rising to a hot day, 34 degrees Celsius. Out in East London, in the Eastern Cape, 21 rises to 31. Craddock, 15 to a very hot 37. Gqeberha, 20 to 27. George, 17 to 24. And then coming over down to the Western Cape, in Cape Town, a low of 17 rising to a high of 24. Worcester, 14 to 36. Sutherland, 14 to 31. And Uppington, as if this were a race, hitting the record again, a low of 20 rising to a high of 39 degrees Celsius. It's going to be a hot day. Hopefully we're keeping things hot for you here on your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Thursday morning. Carly, what you got, man?
The behind-the-scenes social media camera. This is how you work it. Look at this guy. This is Winston Silliard, okay? Alicia Keys' third cousin. It's going to be great, honestly. And then we have some really great talents in this band over here. We've got Lionel Constable. Oh, look at that. Look, anybody who wears a leather jacket on national television, you know how amazing that is. That's fantastic. And then, of course, we've got our other band members over there, all very, very good looking and ready to entertain you on your Feel Good Breakfast show. So stick around with us.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. Oh, you're about to get your just rewards. Guitarist and composer Lionel Constable is joining us this morning to give us a show. In fact, we've been treated to what sounds like a summer concert from the second we walked in this morning. It is amazing. He's spent over 30 years in this amazing industry, and he's using all of that experience right now. One of our most versatile guitarists, undoubtedly. Going to make a little noise just now. He's got a distinct African sound that he has taken across the globe. He has been one of our finest exports, and he's here on home soil, which we love. And Lionel has recently linked up with Winston Cillier on the keys, the third cousin, yep. And they are going to be performing something truly special this morning, but we have an opportunity to connect with the man right now. You're in the leathers. Okay,
yes,
but clearly music is in the genes.
Yes,
I know
yes,
you
of
come
course.
from a musical family, and hi to the rest of the band as well. You guys are so lucky. We've got some of the best in the business here this morning. So good to have you here, my friend. Where did this journey begin for you? It feels like you've been doing this your entire life. Was it always going to be this?
Yeah. I grew up in a musical family. My dad, he was a musician as well, and a pastor. So yeah.
Didn't have a choice.
Of course.
That's the thing, and I guarantee you, every other band member was like, yeah, no, my dad was also a pastor. I've also been there. That being said, you seem to have come to a new platform in your life and career,
Yes.
and obviously you're part of a creative
Yes, sir.
collective, which is
Yeah.
really special. You Make Me Feel. You've got new music out there.
Sure.
How does that feel?
Oh, my
and
first
what was
single.
the driver?
My first single is The Way You Make Me Feel. I'm releasing it now. I think it will come out in the next 2 weeks.
Wow.
On iTunes. Yeah. So.
Have you performed this on TV before?
No, not yet. This is my first performance.
This is an exclusive, and it is coming your way. So good to see you on our stage, but so good to see you out there again. And we're going to give details of you performing at the Blue Room, at the Grub and Vine. We're going to have all of that up on screen. And, of course, a performance coming your way in just a moment. It's brand new music. Don't move a muscle.
And while you wait for that, it's all about the cake in the kitchen today. And we have amazing pastry chef Linde, who's joining us in the kitchen to share her recipe and some much needed tips on how to bake the best cakes. And this lemon blueberry cake that we're about to make is bursting with beautiful natural flavors, and it's refreshing. It's a cake that is beautifully moist and easy to make, and topped with a fresh blueberry and lemon cream cheese frosting that we are about to make. Great to see you. You were telling me about your story just now. I'm fascinated and so proud of you and what you've been able to achieve now, living in New Zealand, doing things down under. But anyway, we're going to share in this recipe of yours, right? Which is this one of the things that you make at the bakery?
No, it's not. It's
not.
one of my personal favorites. We don't do cakes at the bakery I work at.
Oh,
I have to say.
You don't do cakes?
No.
So what do? You do
French pastries, bread, delicious sandwiches. Yeah, cookies, that's about it.
Wonderful stuff. All right, let's get into it. So you got some brown sugar, butter, and
white sugar in
white
here.
sugar, yeah.
And I'm gonna add the lemon zest in here. The reason I add it in here is because fat is a really great flavor carrier.
Yes.
So it will just carry the flavor really well. And
also,
then
a question that I have, why the mix of the brown and white sugar?
it's just better flavor, better texture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get it going.
How do we turn this on?
There we go. There, you got it. So all your ingredients are, of course, at room temperature, which is one thing I've learned about when you're baking. That's very important.
With cake baking, it's very important because it will just incorporate better air. If it's cold, it might not emulsify correctly. So you might end up with a split batter or a split frosting. So very important, room temperature ingredients.
Okay, supposing you forget that, right? That you were supposed to have everything at room temperature, and then you end up with a split batter. Is there a saving it? Can you save a split batter?
Sometimes, not always, depending what you do.
How do you save your batter from splitting?
So with a cream cheese frosting, you can heat a small amount up and try to fix it. It might work, it might not work. You'll have to see.
So, yeah, best to keep everything at room temperature.
Yes, and with a cake, normally once you add the flour, it should come back together, but you're not going to have as creamy and fluffy of a cake as you really want. Yeah, so this is going to take really long. This will take about 15 minutes, so you'll see what happens. It might split.
Okay.
So it's an example of not what to do.
But of course, you know, we're kind of giving you the highlight reel, if you will,
Yes, because we
of
don't
what
have
you need to
15
do.
minutes.
Exactly, but you're going to be working it nice and patiently. And besides, baking is one of those therapeutic things. You want to take your time with it and really enjoy it. The kitchen is wafting with those beautiful smells. So take your time and enjoy it. While you do that, can I quickly get started on the
cream cheese frosting. Go for
Cream
it.
cheese frosting. So over here we've got some cream cheese,
Yes.
some butter, that's
Some mama baked margarine, beautiful for this recipe.
some lemon juice, lemon zest, and then our icing. And I was told
Yeah.
that the butter first needs to go into...
Yes, and then you're gonna whip it up until it comes nice and combined.
So wait, so here's what I'm trying to understand, because baking is a science, right?
Yes.
Room temperature isn't the same everywhere you go,
No, it's not.
because it depends on like what season it is. So what is it about the room temperature-ness that makes it work? Because sometimes it's cold, stuff is cold, right? Do you understand the science behind it like that?
Yes, I would say room temperature is when you can don't poke your finger in it, but gently touch it and see if your finger makes an indent into the fat,
Yes.
then that's room temperature.
Ah, okay.
With eggs, it's safe. You can leave eggs out. That's fine. That's not a problem. But yeah, definitely with butter and cream cheeses and things like that, you can see when it's ready.
There we go. Okay, the lemon zest and the lemon juice has gone in. I'm gonna now transition to the big boy. Let's go. So you're gonna work it. Take me through the steps that you are incorporating that now into...
So now I've added half of the flour, and that's just to make the mix a little bit thicker. And now I'm gonna add half of the buttermilk.
Okay, so this is the potentially very messy part, because I am not a baker, but we're gonna risk it. Here we go. Am I doing it correctly?
Yes, you are. Go
Okay.
slow.
Go slow. Okay, there we go. So it's... Yes. Yes. Yes, Mama Bake. Yes. It's working. Okay, let's go with the whole thing. Can we do that now? That looks like
I can hold the bowl for you.
Yes, that would help.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, sweetness in the air. Okay, here we go. Now, oh, puffs of sweetness.
There you go.
Clouds of sweetness. And that'll give you your beautiful cream cheese icing. You're gonna get your batter into those beautiful cake trays.
Yes.
And then how long is it gonna go into your oven for?
So we have small cake tins, so they will bake slightly faster than a bigger cake tin would. I'd say start with a cake tin like this. Let's start with 40 minutes, but know your oven.
Yes.
And yeah, so we'll take the blueberries and just mix it through the flour, and that just prevents the blueberries from sinking to the bottom.
Right. Mix them up, and then those are gonna go in there. Oh, so it keeps them in the batter and not sinking to the bottom like this.
Yes, and this works for chocolate chip too.
Ah, they've got something to hold on to. The walls inside. Ah, we're not going anywhere. Okay, cool.
Cool. And I'm
Lovely
gonna
stuff.
give this a quick mix, and then into the tins they go.
Absolutely, and then of course you dress it beautifully in that icing with a couple of shavings of coconut, and we've got the blueberries, the giant blueberries on top. Et voila, there is your cake. Beautifully done. Thank you so much, Manali.
Thank you.
Wonderful to have you.
Thank you.
Well, we promised you an unforgettable performance, and we are going to give you an exclusive right now. Lionel Constable is here with a brand new track performing on TV for the very first time. It's The Way You Make Me Feel. Take it away, boys.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A very good morning, welcome back. It's Tech Talk Thursdays. Grant Hines is in the mix, and we are all about the hype of the Formula E race that's taking place in the Mother City this weekend. Now, there's no official Formula E video game, but Grant is here to tell us about Formula E High Voltage, the only video game based on electricity-powered racing cars. And it's available on the blockchain. It was developed on the blockchain. I thought it was the first game to be developed there, but clearly not.
There are tons of games that are developed on the blockchain, which means that whatever closed ecosystem the blockchain has for this particular game, anything that you earn in the game is developed on the blockchain.
Right.
So like it's not a developer that's holding all your E-Bucks or your V-Bucks in Fortnite or whatever the case is. So it's a very clever idea having blockchains involved with video games. But what's even more clever is that this is a game that is based on advanced technology, right? It's like the racing technology that is behind Formula E is some of the best in the world. And to have that coupled with the technology, the highest end technology that's in a video game, it's actually quite a clever idea.
Plus the latest innovation in terms of blockchain technology that, seems to be where the world is moving towards.
Yes. So what that means is that you're racing winnings while you play. It's play to earn. So while you play the game, you race against other competitors. Your prize money that you win is... it's kind of like an NFT that is kept inside the game.
Yes.
So that you can either trade it with other players or you can buy other cars, very similar to like Forza or Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Stuff that we're very familiar with.
That's creating a whole new value chain, right?
Yes, inside of this Formula E. The thing that I really want to see, though, is that this isn't an official Formula E game. So Formula E, as like the E-Prix that's happening in Cape Town, which I'm very excited about, is why is that not like it got its own licensed series? Like I want to see more of that.
But maybe that's something that's still in the works, right? With some of the big gaming
hopefully
sort of designers out there, the EA games of the
imagine
world.
Forza e-racing. Like, that'd be like very, very cool. Or Forza E-Prix. Maybe there's something along those lines. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the tech behind Formula E a little bit later. But when it comes to the game,
for the game itself, how does it stack up among other racing games out there that have a fan base?
Look, I haven't been able to play it because it's on the blockchain, and there are like really hardcore people around this. And I think if you are into Formula E, and you didn't know about this game, I think you're going to be very excited to check it out and be able to race with these cars in the setting. I think the real cool thing when it comes to the technology behind this game is the fact that it is racing on the blockchain.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's actually kind of like they took an advantage. They took this really high extreme end sport, like technologically peaked sport, and then they said, what way could we make that a technologically peaked game? And then they put those two things together. So it kind of really makes sense, and I quite like that idea. What I don't like about it is that the idea behind that could make it inaccessible to a lot of people that want to just sit down and play a racing game, like myself. Like I want to sit down and play a racing game. Like a lot of people just go like, I don't want to earn NFTs or Bitcoin or whatever in a game. I just want to get into a car and race.
Yeah, that's still catching on in some instances. People trying to understand the value of these NFTs and what they represent in the real world and the value thereof, right? But hopefully in time, and with things like the E-Prix happening in Cape Town, for which there's much excitement, things will begin to change.
Right? Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic stuff. Well, that is what is available out there. So maybe if you want to check it out, it is called Formula E High Voltage. It's available on the blockchain. And share your thoughts with us as well. What are your thoughts on, for instance, this E-Prix happening in Cape Town and the world of technology as it regards to, electric vehicles and the innovations that we see going around the world? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
Oh, thank you so much, gents. Now, let's inspire you on this level. Malcolm X said it best, I think. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Education is the key. We've seen it in South Africa. That is how we unlock potential. And we love this campaign. Tastic's Education Fund is committed to providing world-class tertiary education to students who not only need it, but absolutely deserve it. And Kutle had a front row seat at the Tastic Education Fund event to witness witness the life-changing impact on these very deserving students. Let's join the ride.
Tertiary education is crucial for personal development, civic engagement, and career advancement. However, the cost of education can make this inaccessible for many individuals, and this is where Testic comes in. Testic is fulfilling its promise to not only deliver perfect rice, but also support education. On November 2022, the company hosted the Testic Heritage Festival in partnership with Thandiswa Mazwai and other iconic South African artists to raise funds for academically deserving students through the Testic Education Fund. Now, this incredible amount is going to be used to transform lives of 60 students in 2023. And here to tell us all about this amazing initiative is Tiger Brand's Marketing Director of Rice and Pasta, Thembi Sehloho. Thembi, first of all, you are looking beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And the setup is absolutely stunning. Everyone is gathered here to support this incredible cause. Please take us back to what inspired you to launch this initiative.
So this initiative was launched during the COVID period through a partnership with Umaxhosa, because we were looking for something that represents Spirit Sobuntu and giving back. And what we know as a brand is that education is a catalyst that allows abantwana to progress and do well. So we thought as a brand, the way to give back to our community is to give back through education. And that is our spirit of generosity and our spirit of Ubuntu as a brand.
That's beautiful. Now, how do you see this contribution not only change someone's life, but their generational story?
How we recruit through this initiative is that we get people to write their stories. So it really is about the story that you tell us. So for example, last year there was a girl who was trying to finish her medicine final year and she didn't have enough money. So through this initiative, she was able to complete her degree. So giving back always changes somebody's life, but through education, you're really not changing just the person's life. You're changing a generational, you're correcting some generational issues, and you're making sure that that child becomes the change in their family. So I think it is bigger than just one student getting the money. It's really about changing, the narrative of, setting her up for a different future.
You've partnered up with other South African icons in the past. This time around, you are partnering up with the legendary, iconic Thandiswa Mazwai. Tell us about that. How did that come about?
We partnered with Thandiswa to celebrate her contribution to our country through music. And through that initiative, then we were able to do the Heritage Concert, which was an opportunity for South Africans to actually give back into the fund. And we are here today to reveal how much money we made, and we're going to be able to give it back to the students that are deserving.
It's lovely to know that everyday South Africans can contribute towards making a change in someone's life. For the person who's watching right now and who wants to contribute, how can they do so to support the initiative?
By buying Testic. Because when you buy Testic, you allow us the opportunity to do this initiative again, And we're gonna have another initiative where we allow consumers to do the same and give back. But I think by just purchasing a bag of Testic every day, you know that a little bit of that money is going to go towards making sure we can actually do something like this.
What an incredible evening. So many beautiful people. The food was delicious. Influences that we see on social media, personalities that we see on TV, performances from two South African icons, Oski and Thandiswa Mazwai. I feel like the entire evening in itself is a highlight for me.
I'm having so much fun today. It's been full with food, drinks, and just good entertainment from Mosquito and Thandiswa, and of course the chats from the Tastic team. The rice was good, the oxtail, so we actually had Mandela's oxtail the way he used to have it. That was my favorite. I even asked for seconds.
What Testic is doing is good, for the country, so that, we can help those who are in need, to be educated.
The highlight of the night was, everything, and the key messaging of education. The cherry on top was the food, the entertainment. That was great. The youth is the future, and if you don't invest in the future through education, that means we are planting on dead soil.
Education is a catalyst for many challenges that any other nation may encounter. South Africa is no different, though, from any other country. A lot of children in South Africa are prevented from pursuing their dreams because they cannot pay for their education.
E-education, our government has made it actually accessible. It's up to you as an individual, whether you're 30, I've been seeing articles, a 30-year-old just matriculated, you know, there's a 60-year-old who decided to go to school, etc., etc. So this country and this era, as they say on social media, would be so different if we are all educated.
Education is essential for personal and social development as well as economic growth. It is important to ensure that all children have access to good quality education. And the Testing Education Fund has no plans of stopping anytime soon, but has plans to make sure that they provide for more students in the upcoming years. The Testing brand has been around for over 60 years, and Batengosi Kakhulu Kuni Mzansi for ubaxhasa over the years. This is their way of giving back to you.
Incredible. 6 lives changed forever. We have got some very exciting news to share with you. Tastic Education Fund are giving away 60, guys, 60 bursaries this entire year. And if you want to stand a chance of winning, reply to the competition post on the Tastic Legacy Fund Bursary Facebook and Instagram pages. Not ours, their pages, and tell them why you deserve to win a bursary towards your tuition. There are going to be a lot of entrants, so make it meaningful. And don't forget to use hashtag Tastic, hashtag Education Fund, and hashtag Perfect Partnership in your comment, because this is the perfect partnership. And applicants, you must meet the qualifying criteria, so please check that out and apply by March the 17th of this year. But you can find all the terms and conditions on their pages. This is a game changer. Good luck. Just like what we're about to take you through right now, I'm going to wish you even more luck. This is a big one.
The Nedbank and Old Mutual Budget Speech Competition, empowering Africa's future leaders.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A very warm welcome back on this Thursday morning to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Just in time you are, because we are about to make your tech dreams come true. Now, if you are due an upgrade or you simply need to spoil yourself, then Samsung is the gift that keeps on giving. We're about to get an in-depth look into the latest innovation, the Samsung Galaxy S23, with Vice President for MX, Samsung South Africa, Justin Hume, and MX Lead Product and Commercial Management of South Africa, that is Zahir Kaji. Gentlemen, a very good morning. Great to have you here.
Good morning. Fantastic to be with you.
Always a very exciting time of the year when we are at this point and we talk about the release of what essentially is the flagship. This is the big boy of Samsung that's got the entire world talking. What's the excitement like at Samsung right now?
It's pretty big at the moment. I think we've, you know, we do this every year, right?
Yes.
And you think to yourself, oh, how am I going to make it bigger? How am I going to make it better?
Exactly.
And every year that innovation just comes through, and it's phenomenal. And you know what I'm loving about these Galaxy S23s is that Samsung's always been known for the hardware, the incredible cameras and the like. For me, this is a product where we've worked strongly with global giants, effectively. So you've got Samsung there with the hardware. We've integrated with Google to a level that we've never seen before. And then Qualcomm, who are arguably the finest producers of chipsets, you know, the processing power behind it. And they've created a chip that is unique to Galaxy. So we've now got the fastest mobile phone that's out there. You've got artificial intelligence that is just simply mind-bending in many ways. And then, of course, this 200 megapixel camera that is just something that you don't see on a mobile device. And, you know, it's fantastic looking at the behind-the-scenes camera that you've been utilizing on the
Absolutely, which is our S23 here.
Yeah, so that's a front-facing camera. And you then go to the rear-facing camera, and you've got 5 times the resolution there. Just a different level altogether.
And the fact that we're able to put that through, broadcast it to the
Amazing,
nation,
right?
absolutely beautiful. And it tells you exactly why this is the flagship device for Samsung. There's a sustainability element to it as well that you as a business are pursuing. Tell me about that.
You know, I think we have this idea, and we put it in this phrase of it's designed for you, because we want design. It's got to look beautiful and authentic, and so it's designed for you, but with the planet in mind. So effectively, we've got now 12 components that are made of recycled materials. We're taking out about 15 tons of discarded fishing nets from the ocean every year, this ocean-bound plastic, and we're recycling that, and we're bringing it into the device. The packaging's been made a whole lot smaller, made of 100% paper. The glass even on the screen is, to give you the stat, is 22% pre-consumer recycled material.
Wow.
So I think you can be both innovative, you can be gorgeous to look at, and you can have the planet in mind at the same time, and that's good business.
Absolutely. For me, it's always like in the feel, right? When you pick up the device and you can move it around your hands, Zahir. And I guess the big question among a lot of people would be, so why should I be upgrading to the Samsung Galaxy S23? What's the big thing?
There's so much to talk about. Justin just mentioned the 200 megapixel camera, and it's absolutely mind-blowing when you look at the pictures, the crispness, the clarity, the depth and vibrance of the color, and the immense granularity of the detail that you're able to capture. It's simply amazing and incredible. Nightography has been enhanced as well, so night selfie portraits, cinematic quality video in low-lit conditions is now a reality. So effectively, you're a pro content creator just by having this device in your hands. Other features and stuff that we've brought is obviously the processing power, so the pure performance of this device, taking gaming to the next level. The vapor cooling chamber has been re-engineered. The display, of course, ray tracing. This is the first mobile device that supports ray tracing for the gamers out there, making it the ultimate gaming experience. Galaxy fan has always had the favorite S Pen, the embedded S Pen.
Yes.
So I'm not talking really about the features of the S Pen, but combined with the One UI 5.1, a simple feature like write to text, simple open up Google, scribble what you're searching for, open up YouTube, just scribble it in, converts it to text. So it not only makes it so much easier to use, but it makes the experience so much more fun and intuitive. And of course, the design, as you can see, S series always been iconic, sleek, and sexy. But you'll see the camera design, for example, clear, linear, floating camera design. It's unified across the range. So we believe we've really got it, we've got it down across all facets.
Absolutely.
Of the device, yeah.
And as you were saying that, I was actually taking pictures of you. Look at that. Crisp quality. Ever look that good on a screen?
Yeah.
That's you.
Usually say pictures don't lie.
Look at that, look at that, look at that.
Makes
Okay,
things better.
let's see how far I can zoom into your hairline. And I got a portrait one of you as well. Love the camera quality on this beautiful stuff. Now, as we said, there's lots that goes into the launch of the flagship device. And I'm sure that on a store level, on a customer interaction level, there are lots of deals that customers can expect when they go to store to get their upgrade, right?
100%. And, we've always had a little bit extra for those customers who come in early, pre-ordering or at the time of launch. And great news is, we're now officially on sale with this product. You can go into a mobile store and get it. And we thought about, well, what would be meaningful? And so firstly, if you get the Galaxy S23, whether it's the S23, the S23 Plus, or the S23 Ultra, and you get it now in February, we'll automatically upgrade your memory, double up your memory. So the standard version is 256 gigs. We go to 512. And I mean, that's just to capture those kind of, or to save the images like you took now. And then because we want you to be a part of the ecosystem, we're giving you a Galaxy S6, a Tab S6 Lite. I mean, that's a 7,000 Rand product.
Wow.
With it there. So we've really kind of put out our best foot forward to make sure that, there's no reason that you don't get this Galaxy S23 and bring you into that ecosystem. So I think it's a fantastic offer.
Absolutely stunning. And I did say at the beginning that this is Samsung, the gift that keeps on giving. And you've got some very, very good news to share with our viewers at home.
100%. So there's a Galaxy S23 up for grabs here. The details are coming up shortly. And on top of that, with the Galaxy Buds, the in-ear wearable product. So audio quality, second to none. That could be won by a listener or a viewer today.
That's amazing. I mean, those are kind of like standard these days. You need to have your buds, especially if you're on the move. You're a person who loves to consume your content while you're on the move. You want to take a break, listen to your favorite music, maybe to your podcast. You want to chill and calm down. They are indispensable. So thank you very much for making that gift available. And congratulations once again on the beautiful flagship that is the Galaxy S23, guys.
Thank you very much. And we look forward to seeing it, your customers or your viewers in the stores.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's the great news for you. Samsung is taking us to the next level with their Samsung Galaxy S23 that you can catch in store from tomorrow, the 24th of February, 2023. But, of course, you stand a chance to win that Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra and the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 Pro. And of course, all you need to do is enter our competition. So don't forget to reply to that competition post on our Facebook, our Twitter, and our Instagram pages and tell us what your favorite feature of the new Samsung Galaxy S23 is. Of course, using that hashtag #ShareTheEpic. Now, the competition closes on Sunday, the 26th of February, and T's and C's do apply and can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. Next level. Brilliant stuff.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Yes, we are so excited. In fact, we've been trying our hardest not to just lose our minds because the Galaxy S23 is here.
Sure.
And there is a very compelling, well, there are a number of compelling reasons
Look,
to get on board
I'm excited.
now.
We actually, between Jess and I, we pre-ordered ours already. And because they've got this incredible deal where you can trade in any qualifying device. Like if you've got an old phone that qualifies, even if the screen is cracked, but it switches on in store, they give you 10 grand towards the phone.
10,000 off.
Yeah, so trust me, if you pre-order a device, it's the best way to buy these ones. And we do it every year generally. So I've got S22, and you get the tablet.
Worth of added value.
Yeah, so we've pre-ordered our S23s already.
Absolutely stunning. And of course, we have one to give away that you can... Oh, that's you, Ram. That's you over there. Head on over to our Facebook page, our Twitter page, our Instagram page, and let us know what is your favorite feature of the brand new Samsung Galaxy S23. And of course, use that hashtag #ShareTheEpic. Look at how epic this is. Did you guys catch that angle, hey? Look at... Crisp that, one of that. Is a crisp boy, looking fresh.
I think we've got a new behind-the-scenes camera, huh?
Huh? Zero filter. This is natural, guys. It's capturing all of it. All right, listen, we're going to take you to the news right now and get you updated on what's happening around the world.
Where's mine, actually?
We go from sharing the epic to sharing the news. And if you feel good breakfast show, let's start with national news. The SABC and the Pan-SA Language Board have signed an agreement to cooperate in preserving African languages. This took place during the celebration to commemorate World International Mother Language Day in Polokwane, Limpopo. The signing of the memorandum came ahead of the SABC's official launch of a 24-hour news channel, which will broadcast in all official African languages in the country. The World International Mother Language Day's commemoration this year took place under the theme Multilingual Education, a necessity to transform education. The Western Cape, meanwhile, the government plans to establish a special taxi task team to address the challenges that the taxi industry is facing in the province. This follows a meeting between government officials and the taxi organization, the SA National Taxi Council, SANTACO, which resulted in averting a planned taxi strike, which was scheduled to take place yesterday. SANTACO planned a shutdown of all taxi routes in protest against the authorities' decision to increase traffic fines as well as impounding taxis. A progress report on various issues will be completed within 6 weeks. On to international news. Namibians can now look forward to using their national identity cards as travel documents when traveling to Botswana. Namibia and Botswana are expected to sign a memorandum of understanding that will allow the two countries to use their identity documents when crossing their borders. This is set to ease movement between Botswana and Namibia. The national ID cards will only be used as a travel document to Botswana, but not yet to other Southern African Development Community countries. The International Federation of Journalists, the IFJ, said yesterday it had suspended the membership of Russia's main journalism trade union after it established branches in occupied regions of Ukraine. IFJ President Dominic Pradali said in a statement, the IFJ is an organization built on international solidarity, on principles of cooperation between member unions and respect for the rights of all journalists. The Russian Union of Journalists' actions in establishing 4 branches in the annexed Ukrainian territories had clearly shattered this solidarity and sown division among sister unions. And wrapping up with some great news, as per usual, Nigerian visual artist Malik Avigbua, 38 years old, found himself trending on social media after posting images of seniors looking stylish on a fashion runway in trendy clothes, featuring elderly people as models on the catwalk. Using elderly black Africans in that role is extremely rare. Titled The Elder Series, the images on social media bagged attention across the globe. The World Health Organization, the WHO, said his work was, and I quote, a major positive contributor in their global effort to combat ageism. Remarkably, however, the groundbreaking fashion show never actually happened. Although the images look like photographs, they were actually generated by artificial intelligence, or AI. Avigbua created the Elder Series using the AI platform Midjourney and Photoshop. Now he's been invited to exhibit his work at galleries in America, France, and Brazil, and will also be involved in a Hollywood movie, believe it or not. But probably most rewarding was the recognition he received for representing and presenting older people in a very positive light. That's it from the news desk on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Sports up next. Here's Graham.
Thank you so much, Carlito. Let's start with footy news first. And we're in Europe, where Man City, of course, paid the price for failing to make the most of their first half dominance as they were held to a draw by RB Leipzig in the first leg of their Champions League last 16 tie. So the away side were in complete control in that first 45 minutes and got the breakthrough midway through the half when Ilkay Gundogan got the opportunity, pounced on a mistake in defence and then fed beautifully to Riyad Mahrez to drive into the back of the net. The hosts made a bit of fight of things, I think, in the second half and ultimately drew level through Josko Vardiol. And elsewhere on the night, Inter Milan, they beat Porto 1-0 thanks to a late winner from Romelu Lukaku. Then on to cricketing news. Clearly, he's still got it. And this is for all the 40-year-olds out there. 40-year-old English stalwart James Anderson has returned to the top of the ICC Test bowling rankings. I want you to look at tennis and I want you to look at cricket. Who's at the top? Now, the Seamer, he returned match figures of 7 for 54 in that first Test win in New Zealand to end Australian captain Pat Cummins' 4-year reign at the top. And at 40 years and 207 days, to be exact, Anderson is now the oldest bowler to hold top spot since Australian great Clary Grimmett did it back in 1936. And in fact, it's the 6th time that he's been #1, most recently back in 2018. Of course, South Africa is present. Kagiso Rabada, the highest placed South African player, in 7th. Then on to rugby news. It looks like we've averted a bit of a crisis. Wales, their Six Nations match against England will be going ahead. That was after Welsh players decided against taking strike action. So Saturday's game in Cardiff was in doubt, with players threatening not to turn up because of a dispute with the Welsh rugby bosses over contracts. But the Welsh Rugby Union and Wales squad's players have now reached a compromise, thankfully, on some of the key issues. Had the game been called off, it would have cost the WRU almost £10 million to cover. Then we finally turn to tennis. World #1 Iga Swiatek, while she's underpinning that ranking, she swept past Ludmila Samsonova for the loss of just 1 game in the last 16 of the Dubai WTA tournament. So the 21-year-old was then handed a walkover into the semi-finals when her scheduled quarterfinal opponent Karolina Pliskova had to pull out with an injury. So Swiatek triumphing 6-1 and 6-love over Samsonova. And get this, she has dropped only 8 games in her last 6 matches. Now, the quarterfinals will see Arina Sabalenka play Barbara Krejcikova, and Madison will be up against Coco Gauff, back in the fold. Great to see her there. And then Jessica Pegula, will face off against Karolina Muchova. That's where we leave our sport for now. The roads should be waking up by now. Let's let Kat get you to work safely.
Thanks, Graham. Let's do exactly that by updating you on what's happening out on the roads. Out in Fuledi in Cape Town, there's been an accident on the N2 outbound on the R300 southbound ramp. Now, there's a lane closure, so do you expect delays in that part of the city? Out in Roodepoort in Johannesburg, due to the recent floods, the roads alongside Hendrik Potgieter collapsed, and this is now currently causing heavy delays for everyone leaving the area, and the majority of alternative routes are backed up with traffic. So please do avoid this morning while you're traveling. But of course, buckle up, travel safely. That's it for the traffic. Let's try and take a look at the weather. Now, a weather update. Cyclone Freddy, which wreaked havoc in Madagascar when it hit land or the island on Tuesday and yesterday, causing a storm surge, ripping roofs off of houses and killing at least 4 people, could have an effect on parts of South Africa. After crossing Madagascar, Freddy is expected to strengthen again before making landfall in Mozambique tomorrow as a likely tropical storm, bringing the risk of pounding rain. Now, heavy rain could also hit parts of Zimbabwe and northeastern parts of South Africa from early Saturday until Monday, especially in the low-veld and escarpment areas of Limpopo and Mpumalanga. The Limpopo Cooperative Governance, Human Settlements and Traditional Affairs Department is on high alert as Freddy reaches the area. Very heavy rain is possible, which could also result in widespread flooding. So please do be careful if you are in that part of the country or in any affected area indeed. Now, for our final weather update this morning, we have Rumba Govender showing off a view in Durban of the tones in the sky far out in the distance. Beautiful stuff. Sibabalwa shared a stunning view of the blue sky and bold, fluffy clouds, an incredible sight to see in East London. Prakash out in Durban captured this breathtaking photo while out enjoying a stroll on the pavilion with some hot coffee, and decided to also take a video and captured the full horizon with pinks and purples changing every few minutes the perfect way to start any day. And thank you so much for sharing these with us. Please continue to do so, sending them to 063 408 8863. Let's take a closer look at temperatures all around the country. Polokwane, your low of 14 will rise to a high of 27. Mbombela, 15 to 29. Pretoria, 15 to 29 as well. And Johannesburg, a low of 13, rising to a high of 28. In the Northwest Province, Mahikeng, a low of 15, will rise to a high of 30. Klerksdorp, 14 to 31. Kimberley, 18 to a very hot 34. And Bloemfontein, 12 to 31. Out in Richards Bay, you can expect temperatures as low as 18, reaching a high of 29. Pietermaritzburg, 16 to 29. Durban, 20 to 28. And Mthatha, a low of 16, rising to a high of 34. In East London, a low of 21, rises to a high of 31. Cradock, 15 to 37. Gqeberha, 20 to 27. And George, a low of 17, rising to a high of 24. In the Western Cape, in the Mother City, a low of 17 will rise to 24. Worcester, 14 to 36. Sutherland, 14 to 31. And Uppington, starting from a very warm 20, peaking at an extra hot 39 degrees Celsius throughout your Thursday. But no matter what the weather looks like, here's to hoping that it is an absolutely fantastic morning as you started off.
Wow, check this out. We are using the S23 Ultra. Oh,
it's Inception.
It's Inception.
Did you just go onto Facebook there? Come on,
listen. I wanted to see it. This is the brand new portrait mode. It is. Look at this behind the scenes. It's absolutely incredible. Look how sharp it is.
Show them Kelvin. Show them Kelvin.
Yeah, sure, Kelvin. This, everybody, we are actually.
A selfie here.
Yeah, put your hand up. Then it takes a selfie for you.
No.
Bam. Okay. So you learn everything every day. So we are using the phone. We're going to be coming through to Kelvin, who is a Formula E racing driver that is competing this weekend in Cape Town for South Africa.
Come on.
Awesome. Okay, I'm just going to play with this phone in the meantime.
Unlock your 100% this Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. as we take on the ultimate fear. Meet an actor who dreams of taking his career to the next level by doing and performing his own stunts. Only problem is, there's one big obstacle standing in the way.
Outside I look tough, but deep down, height just gets me.
Watch as Jurgen McEwen unlocks his 100%. Wednesday, the 1st of March at 7:30 p.m. Only on SABC2.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, my smile is a little bigger than it normally is, which is saying a lot. With the Cape Town leg of the Formula E Roadshow getting underway tomorrow, South Africans are very pleased to find out a little bit earlier this week that there would be at least one driver flying that South African flag on home soil. And he has got a mountain to climb this weekend. 26-year-old Kelvin van der Linde will drive for Abt Cupra alongside teammate Nico Muller from Switzerland in a truly global village that comes together. Buddy, I think I last saw you when you were about 7 years old or something, still crazy fast in a go-kart or something like that. I told you would make it, and you've made it. So please, everyone else, I tell that to, believe me. Congratulations,
Thank
my
you so
friend.
much, yeah.
On everything.
Thanks.
This is a crazy time for you, I know. So I want you to put it in perspective for us and all the diehard South African fans, because last minute you've been drafted into this team. I know you've got the skills, but this is new territory altogether. So first of all, how excited are you to be in this unbelievable machine on the streets of Cape Town in your country, my friend?
Yeah, you've said it all pretty much. It's, wow. To be honest with you, when I got the call, it's only been 3 weeks where I got the call to say, you know, you have to come jump in and yeah, come and perform. And then obviously the let's say, speculation of a home race came up. One of my favorite cities in the world, or my favorite city in the world, Cape Town. Love being here, spend a lot of time here in the off season. So yeah, it's a lot of pressure, I have to say. But at the same time, just, you know, my goal is to come and enjoy this week, spend time with you guys, spend time with the local fans, and yeah, show them what we've got, and you know, give them a bit of a perspective of what I do overseas, because you don't really get to see that hands-on every day. Yeah.
But that's what I'm most excited about. There is going to be a young South African driver watching you do this here in South Africa. I drove a bit of the course yesterday. It feels about this narrow as you come around the stadium, so good luck.
Yeah.
Is all I'm saying.
Like that
good
as
luck.
well.
Not only the hopes of the country on your shoulders, but the craziest course. Let's talk about the car. Because in essence, while you might not have a huge amount, no driver has a huge amount of experience in electric, you've had to change kind of guises so many times. You've done 24 hours, you've done big, fast cars, big engines, small engines, you've built engines. Now it's ones and zeros. It's all electronics.
Yeah.
How much of a shift is this?
Mentally, it's a big one, because you shift, as you said, I have a mechanical background, and now I'm here dealing with engineers that have been studying for 15 years or longer, with ones and zeros. They're typing on a laptop, and now I've got to, you know, kind of figure it out as I go. The mental capacity is huge, because a lot of the race is more strategy-based. It's not necessarily about going flat out. We have a certain amount of energy in the races, so you need to be very strategic. It's a lot of planning that goes on before we even start the race weekend.
It's like me planning my day, bro. At 45 years old, I think I am now. That's how you plan.
You've got it nailed down.
You've got to plan your energy consumption. I love that. What does it mean for a driver, though? Because so much of what you do is intuition. You feeling an engine because you know how it works. As you said, from the base up, you've built these engines. How have you adapted to electric, and how fast are these cars?
Well, it's amazing. It's hard to describe to, let's say, the general public if you haven't driven an electric car. So, you know, a typical engine, you build up revs, you feel the energy or the power kicking in, whereas an electric car, it's instant. Nowadays, I'm not used to driving Formula cars, so my head is obviously in the open. You've got the wind noise, you don't have any engine sound, so it's a different dynamic, yeah. So from that perspective, it's a big switch for me. But yeah, as I said, in 3 weeks, we've tried to make the most out of it.
Yeah, no, completely. And it is an opportunity. I know that individually and for the team as well. So you are the tip of that spear for this weekend. And I know you're going to, like you've done every other time, rise to the occasion, because that's what you do. What's the expectation? What do you want out of this weekend, my friend?
I wanna get on the plane on Sunday night and say, we've given it our all, we've made South Africa proud, and hopefully we've got a couple of young guns for the future that are going to say, I want to be a racing driver one day. That's my goal.
Dane Fern, represent. Okay, it's my old stomping grounds. I absolutely love this. I can imagine what this is going to mean for young drivers, seeing a South African do this in the most spectacular setting. And it's our city. It's the mother city. E-Pre is here, and Kelvin is going to do us proud. Oh, man, if you get a front row seat, make sure you scream his name, okay? Unbelievable, buddy. We are so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Just be safe this weekend and enjoy it.
Thanks so much.
Come on!
Yes! And we go from Formula E to the perfect formula for an easy bake. Let's take a look.
Clover's range of margarines and spreads. Classic spread. Mama Bake.
Margie, how do you know what we like? I know someone who knows.
Spread the Margie love.
Made with love by Clover.
I just realized I have to stir because I have some cream on the stove over here. Earlier, we promised that Chef Malandi would be sharing one of her scrumptious, foolproof cake recipes that will satisfy any sweet tooth craving. And the talented pastry chef is about to show us her chocolate and peanut butter. It's like flirting with me. Chocolate and peanut butter in the same recipe. It's a bundt cake that'll make for an impressive showstopper at any cooktafel. So, Chef Malandi.
Yes.
Yes.
Very easy recipe today.
I have to stir, sorry.
Oh, okay,
I'm
cool.
ready, but you go for it.
Well, I'll go for it. So this is a 1-bowl recipe.
Yes.
Which means everything just goes into 1 bowl. We start with the dry ingredients.
Lovely.
And you don't need to serve it because we're going to give it a little stir.
So just 1 bowl. This
Just
is great,
one
eh?
bowl.
Do you want some interesting facts on bundt cake?
Yes.
I heard that this is actually derived from a certain recipe in Europe called Gugelhupf. And Gugelhupf is also connected to another recipe called Bundkuchen, which is from Germany. Just thought I'd let you know. Bundkuchen, yeah, it's a brioche-like cake, etc. Nice and aerated and beautiful. So I just thought I'd let you know that, in case you needed some useless information.
Yes, that's going to take me very far.
Thank you. I thought so. You're going to sleep better at night now that you know that, which is great. So
For sure,
that's how it
for
goes.
sure. So I have mixed all the dry ingredients. You know, I'm just going to make a little well in the center
All right.
where we will put all the wet ingredients.
You're doing well.
Thank you.
I'm just letting you know.
Thank
With
you.
the well as well.
With the well.
Just letting you know, Chef Malandi. You're most welcome. I know you enjoyed that. I know you did.
Yes.
So while I'm doing this, I got this cream and I've been heating it up because I'm going to pour this over some chocolat. All right, so once I do that, I'm going to make a beautiful... what am I actually doing here? Because you just told me heat the cream, pour it over the chocolate, and then add some coffee and then add some peanut butter as well, right?
Yes, so you're going to add that. The reason we add the coffee to both the chocolate cake and to that is because coffee is a flavor enhancer. So, especially for chocolate, so it brings out that delicious chocolate flavor. And I'm going to add vinegar in here too because vinegar tenderizes the protein. And
vinegar tenderizes?
Yes, or you can use lemon juice, so it makes the crumb softer and more tender.
We just got all the bake hacks from you today. This is the best thing ever.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
No, but I'm so glad. And with all those ingredients, I know you added a secret ingredient there as well. We saw that. You know, if you want to make some Moorish cakes, you need to use Mama Baked margarine. It's crafted using high-quality ingredients for that authentic taste that you love. When I say authentic, I mean the authentic taste that you miss if you live in New Zealand.
Yes.
Yeah. Right?
No Mama Bake over there.
Exactly. That's why they should bring it over there. So how do I know this is ready to pour? Can I go for it?
Yes, it's boiling, so it's ready. So you can just pour it over.
I am ready. So you're going to pour it over here?
Yes, and then you can give it a quick mix.
Yes, sorry. I would like to do it this way so that you can just get this absolutely beautiful. That's what I'm looking for. And now can we just try and... So now we're going to try and melt it in there, right?
Yes. So it will take a few minutes to get there.
Okay, great. So
and
we're
once
going to...
it's smooth, you will add the coffee.
Aha.
And then you add the peanut butter and just mix it until it's nice and smooth. You can use crunchy peanut butter, smooth peanut butter, whichever peanut butter you prefer.
I'm actually more of a... I like the crunchy.
I also prefer
the
crunchy,
texture is like,
to be
I
honest.
enjoy the texture of the crunchy as well. It's something about it. It's so cool. So while this is doing its thing, I'm going to add the peanut butter, add the coffee, and then where does this go after the recipe? So you got the batter in there. You're going to pour that into your bundt cake.
Do you see how quick and easy this was?
That was... Look here, you were talking to me. You were talking about just like... You were reminiscing about New Zealand in your head, and you were just doing that. It was great.
It's effortless. Took less than 5 minutes.
And that's what we're looking for, is that those bakes are so important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this off for you. Once we're done, how long in the oven for that?
So this will bake about an hour.
Oh, nice.
Or until the skewer comes out clean.
Okay, perfect.
And then cool it completely before you put the ganache on.
Okay.
If the ganache does split, because sometimes it does happen, you just add a bit more cold cream.
And then we're good to go.
Good to go.
Well, I think I'm doing very well here, so I'm going to keep on going here. If you missed out on any of the steps, remember, ingredients are always on expressoshow.com. But if you want to check out the recap, we've got it for you right now.
Made with love by Clover.
The Nedbank and Old Mutual Budget Speech Competition, empowering Africa's future leaders.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we take a techie turn. The Cape Town E-Prix, the first Formula E race held in sub-Saharan Africa, is here, and it's got everyone a buzz, and with good reason. It's taking place this weekend in the mother city. I actually drove some of the course. It's mind-blowing. Our tech guru, Grant Hines, joins us to chat about the technology behind the sport. And of course, Kelvin van der Linde, the guy who is going to be in the technology, taking part, has stuck around so we can test his technical knowledge. No, we're not going to do that. He's got a technical team, but we didn't want to look silly and know nothing, so we asked Grant to do a bit of investigating for us. But there is some really interesting tech here, because this is kind of the launch of a new phase.
Yes.
So let's chat out, blow our minds,
I think one of the things that I would like to preface this with is that this is a very important sport.
Yes.
And the fact that it's not just about racing cars around the track.
About energy.
It's about energy, it's about the technology and the finances that go into this energy. And by supporting Formula E, we're going to be supporting how we use... We know, we're South Africans, we know how much electricity and electrical technology means to us. And by investing that into research, it's extremely important. It's our future.
The first question I wanted to ask you is how wide the cars are after seeing the track, because that...
Yeah. I mean, they're generally actually very narrow, the cars. It's a Formula car, so yeah, when I'm sitting in there, literally my elbows are tucked in, so it's very narrow. So from what I'm used to, yeah, in these street circuits, it actually fits quite okay.
Oh man, I felt claustrophobic just looking at it. So give us a bit of background here. How did this, because it is a sign of the times, but it feels like it's speeding up very quickly. So where did Formula E kind of originate?
That's a very difficult question. I think it originated mostly from the idea that we need to start looking into renewables and into battery-powered cars. And a lot of the research and technology from Formula One is petrol-based, and that has actually trickled down into consumer vehicles. So a lot of the technology that we have in our cars on the road right now originated from Formula One and the discoveries and the research that they're having there. By making sure that we've got a race that's purely electric, means that the electric car, the future of the electric car is now getting tons of investment, and that will trickle down. And a lot of people may not believe in electric cars now, but a lot of people didn't believe in petrol cars when they first came out. And 50 years from now, the technology that's being researched today in these races are going to be applied. The cars that our children are going to be driving are going to be applied from the technology and the research that happens.
Absolutely love it. What's the fastest you've been able to go in one of these beasts?
Well, the top speed is 330 k's an hour. So these cars are very quick. They have the capabilities of, I mean, it's insane. For me, it's mind-blowing to think that the electric power is instant. It's so hard to describe to the general public if you haven't driven an electric car. It's not like a typical engine which requires revs to build up. It slowly kicks in. These cars are instant. On the racetracks here, obviously the tracks are very small, so we'll reach this weekend 250 k's an hour in Cape Town, which doesn't probably sound like a lot, but when you're doing that in a space
No,
of
it means the stadium is there and then it's here. That's it. That's pretty much how it works.
So,
wow, that is crazy.
Yeah, just to give you an idea, so the weight of the car is like just under a ton, so it's 900 kilograms roughly, and the size of the battery is 385 kilograms. So that's a huge percentage. Just nearly half of the actual vehicle is the battery. And we were just chatting now off camera about house inverters. A lot of people have about 5 kilowatt, 3 kilowatt, 5 kilowatt house inverters at home. How much is
we're around 30 to 40. I don't know the exact number, but I know.
So if you have a 40, you can run like one of these cars, the amount of energy that they're pushing out can run like 4 houses for 4.5 hours each. So I don't know what the math is on that. But like, yeah, that's roughly, it's crazy. That's how much power that gets you to that.
So there's at least a second-hand sales channel for these cars if we need it in this country. But the crazy thing is we all are talking about it. So I get what you're saying about us needing to understand this. And of course, we're starting to see these amazing strategic partnerships emerge and these new opportunities. Why have you been so excited about this, about Formula E, bro?
Well, like I said, it's a chance for brands and companies to get behind the technology of the future. Petrol is probably not going to go away anytime soon, but there's a lot of interest in renewable energy. And it doesn't, just because we haven't harnessed the power of renewable energy, the main reason that is the case is because a lot of research, energy, and time has got into oil-based resources. And now we have the opportunity through Formula E to reinvest in renewables and the power that electricity has and carve a future for ourselves with it.
I'm just thinking, surely like the recharge element here, we're going to be doing things faster, and that's going to trickle down to us.
The battery sizes, because you want to get that battery size down, right? You don't want to have like a 385 kilogram battery. That will slowly drop. And that technology not only affects our cars, but again in South Africa, it affects our phones, it affects the houses with our solar panels and our inverters. All that technology will be cheaper, more accessible, and better.
Kelvin, one last question. What's the scariest part of the track?
Just before Beach Road, so it's turn 8 for us. We come down there, as I said, the top speed around 250 kph. Drivers are a little bit, I have to say, we are a bit nervous, but...
You know there's a speed camera there, right? Yeah. You have to go 50 k's an hour. It's 50 k an hour.
We might just turn off the lights for that one. Kelvin, all the best of luck, my friend.
Thanks so much.
I know it's just going to be an amazing experience, so savor every second. We are there for this. Formula E hits Cape Town. Woo!
Formula E is going to be absolutely spectacular, and this is a perfect warm-up. It's more like Formula E. It's music. And we've got two very, very talented musicians here. We've got Lionel Constable. I like Constable. It feels authentic. And then Winston Sillier. You got new music coming out?
Yes.
I'd love to know, Lionel, what is the new music? Give us a bit of a scoop.
The song that we're going to play now is called Clear Waters.
Ah.
Clear Waters.
Okay, Clear Waters. And then, Winston, just in terms of Lionel, how much did Lionel have to pay you to come and work with him? Because I know that you're very expensive.
A lot. I still need to go see, call a riot or something to you know, get the money,
To get the money paid back. Yeah, I understand it's like that. But either way, I think that you two are phenomenally talented as a group. So the rest of the group over here, you've assembled some of the best people that you could have.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and that's why. So Clear Waters, inspiration, what type of mindset do we need to be in to appreciate this song? What's it about?
Just be calm, you know, and just stay focused on who you are, you know.
And be thirsty. Because you're about to give Clear Waters. It makes sense. Here it is. Lionel Constable, Winston still here, just for you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Here's something to drink. Lionel! Lionel! That was called Clear Waters, eh?
I'm telling you.
I'm just saying. It tastes so good. Thirst quenched on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Thanks to these guys, Lionel Constable, Winston Syllier, and band. They were phenomenal. They are fantastic. And of course, there is an event coming up very, very soon, I do believe, right? It's actually on your screen right now. Look at that, at the Blue Room. You can see them. Sometimes if you look at the ocean, which happens to be clear waters, what do you get? Blue. And that's why they're at the Blue Room today. It's all connected, so please go and check them out and support vocals from the locals. Talented musicians here. They need our support as consumers, so let's do that and make our support as clear as water.
My name is Yentel Jacobs. I'm 26 years old, soon to be 27. I've lived in Cape Town for about 8 years now. My hobbies include pole dancing, rock climbing, DJing, very adventurous, outgoing. I'm quite a festival goer. I'm looking for someone that's ambitious, kind-hearted, respectful, know what they want. I'm looking for a woman between the age of 27 and 45 with an active lifestyle and a lust for life. So if you want to go on a date with me and see my crazy lifestyle, send a video to the number on the screen.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, we love it. Love is love. And we are in love with the Samsung Galaxy S23 because it's just dropped. How insane, dude.
This is my favorite phone launch of the year. The S-Series is the Formula One of phones.
It really is. It's the pinnacle. And wow, have they not taken a quantum leap forward with this one? I say it every time, but this is a game changer. And what we like about it the most, you see those buds, you see that phone, it could be yours. There is a competition that you need to take part in. So get this. You stand the chance of winning a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra and Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 Promo. All you got to do is head over to our Facebook, our Twitter, or our Instagram pages and tell us what your absolutely favorite feature on this amazing new device is. And you've got up until the 26th of this month, but you can find all the terms and conditions on our website. Hashtag share the epic when you do it.
Yeah.
What's the best feature?
Don't forget to add hashtag share the epic. My favorite feature, or there's a lot. I'll give you some tips. There's ray tracing for gaming. There's that brand new chipset. There's the cameras, the 200 megapixel camera
take
sensor.
the people out of the photo thing and move them and make fridge magnets.
But that 200 megapixel sensor means incredible high resolution photos that you can just skip around. And then also 8K, 30 frames per second footage. 8K, yes. That's why if you do the pre-order thing, you go from 256 to 512. And you want that 512 because you want to get that 8K footage, especially if you are a content creator or you just want to get some really cool video footage.
Oh, now you've got to find a TV that can actually broadcast in 8K. That's absolutely amazing. Well, good luck with that competition. We are probably going to get record-breaking amounts of entries, so make yours really good. In fact, let's get the creative juices going with a little bit of cooking.
We certainly are ready for that. Now, I think that we can all agree that fruit does taste better in the summer, right? When it bursts with flavor and all the juicy textures as well while you're absorbing all of that heat. Now, for Woolworths, it's important to push boundaries when it comes to flavor. They grow their stone fruit locally on farms situated in the Western Cape and Limpopo, where they produce juicy, delicious, and extra flavorful seasonal fruits. Although these stone fruits are good and tasty enough on their own, you know, they're also delicious in seasonal summer cakes. I mean, isn't that right, Clem? That's what we're about to do. We're about to show people how to take the fruit and just from eating it as it is, do something a bit more with it. Be extra, be the drama.
Be the drama.
Right? That's the motto of the day.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Look at those cakes. They're dramatic.
They are so dramatic. I mean, honestly, our food team have done the most.
Come on
Haven't
now.
given us one cake, they've given us two.
Lovely.
That's amazing. Okay.
What are we doing here?
Super easy. We're going to use our beautiful stone fruit. And I like the color. Talking about the drama. How dramatic is that?
That's the thing.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask you.
Yes, please.
Let's get cracking on. I'm going to need you to slice up some of the plums for me.
Okay.
Okay?
You got
so,
some,
you know, you go across the equator, and then you give it a twist with a knife, and you can remove the stone. Or you can go North Pole, South Pole, all the way around again, twist that way.
I prefer North Pole, South Pole, because in that way, you want to rather go North Pole, South Pole. Because if you go across the equator, then sometimes you get... But I do see what you mean, but this is my preference.
But you're also following the line that Mother Nature's given you. You go through the little...
Exactement,
okay, cool.
Clément.
While you are doing that, I'm going to get our eggs and our sugar creamed. Super easy, super easy. This recipe is a really easy recipe. And because you're using macadamia nut flour, it's a little bit forgiving. Okay. If you overbake it, it's not going to go that dry. Macadamia retains moisture, and it has its own moisture, its own oils.
And exactly, because it's a nut, right? So it's got natural oils in it,
That's
other than processed flour that you might otherwise want to use. Okay, now, me trying to be... I want to keep the shape. Oh, yes, got it. Okay.
We are so real on the show, right? I got some eggshell in there. And I'm not just going to go on. I'm actually going to use the other eggshell to get the other eggshell out. There we go. Okay. Other people be like, pretend, just keep on going, keep on going.
Keep going.
No. We're real here.
Listen, look at that color. Look at that. That's beautiful, beautiful. How many do you need?
Give me one more. And then you can slice it up in like little finer wedges.
Oh, you want finer wedges?
Finer wedges. Oh, it doesn't have to be too fine, but I want to kind of layer in the bottom of the pan. Caster sugar meets eggs, and we're using caster sugar. Caster sugar is great for baking because it's finer.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And then it kind of just dissolves into the batter a lot easier. But you're looking for a pale color.
Okay.
Okay? There we go. We're almost there.
There's something about this slicing of these fruits that is just very therapeutic for me. It's like an art form.
It is. I mean, I get you. Sometimes food preparation for me is like my little bit of therapy, my little bit of meditation.
Oh, really?
So I totally get you, yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool. We're using the Lazy Makoti range this morning.
Lazy Makoti. Right now, we are the Lazy Bomkwenyan.
I'm going to do a translation.
Do you know what Mkwenyan is?
No.
Mkwenyan is the male form of Makoti.
I get you.
So where your wife is the Makoti of your household, you are the Mkwenyan of her household.
Does it mean I cook, I clean?
No. That's like son-in-law, father-in-law vibes. Don't get complicated.
Okay. Macadamia nut flour goes in there. Baking powder. What did you say? Be the what in someone's life?
Be the drama.
Be the drama. You know what you should also be? Be the baking powder in someone's life.
Oh,
baking powder.
because you make them rise.
Be the baking powder. Be the baking powder in someone's life today.
Can that be a shirt?
Done.
Put it on a shirt somewhere.
We're gonna get it printed. Okay, use your fingertips, break out those little lumps of the macadamia nut flour. We're gonna incorporate that into our wet ingredients. Okay. This cake is like, it's smooth. It's got that like I said, it retains moisture.
Yes.
It's delicious. It's rich, almost like the music.
Oh,
whoa.
Bro, did you hear that?
I was almost like Sunday vibes, loosening the shirt button.
With that stone fruit, just
juicy. Now I'm gonna put this back because it's a lot. That music. So this cake, that music, Sunday, make this cake. Also, talking about Sunday, you can make this cake on Friday. Make it on Saturday because it gets better.
While you're doing it, can we ask Lionel? Lionel, can you bring your acoustic guitar? Because I know you can. They could know. Give us that line, that thing. Hey! But it's a Sunday. We are at home doing the things. Just easy. Just easy, boy. Hey, Chef Cliff, how's that cake looking, boy?
So smooth.
La la. Bon. Woo! That's what we do, baby. That's how we do it. It's too much. What you know about breakfast TV, Mama? Hey. Woo. Get in. Give it up for Lionel Constable and the band, baby. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
We have never done that before. We were jamming, cooking. Cat, that was
breakfast TV like you've never seen it before.
Oh my goodness. Okay, back to this. Just pop your fruit in the bottom there. We got our beautiful batter. This is gonna go on top.
Am I gonna like?
Do you want to do it? Do you want to?
I don't know. Do we have time for that?
No, you can get it all together. Either way, it's gonna look beautiful. It's gonna look dramatic. It's gonna look amazing. Batter goes on top. That goes to the oven. Custard goes in to add moisture into the cake.
Wow.
That macadamia, that flour is gonna suck up all that custard, keep all that flavor in there. That's why, again, make it 2 days in advance. Absolutely, it's gonna taste better. Look at the rise.
Because why? Because you were the baking powder in someone's life, and now they rise. Come on now.
There we go.
We're preaching.
You came to cook, but we came with the message for life.
Let's go!
It's all about soul food, but we feed not only your belly, we feed your whole soul.
What are you talking about?
Can I get an amen?
Amen! Let's go!
Yes, but Kat, you gotta make this cake. If you're not an amazing baker, but you want to impress your whole family, this is the cake you make.
Come on now.
Look at how beautiful that is. That custard gives that beautiful brown sheen on there. Keep some of that custard on the side. Should we?
What? Drizzle dizzle. Drizzle dizzle. What are you talking about? Get in. Oh, that's lovely. That's how we do it, you know?
That's how we do.
That's how we do it. You know what? We do it ripe here, ripe now. Listen, it's the perfect summer dessert filled with flavor, sweetness, and you can get that recipe on expressoshow.com. And of course, if you are a W Rewards member and you buy any 2 of these 4 stone fruits, you save 15 Rand, and all customers save 10 Rand. So you can shop all of these and this offer now on Woolworths in-store, online, and of course on the Woolies Dash app as well. Music comes separately though. But it gives the vibe.
But I'm coming, Lionel. I'm coming.
We bring.
Yes.
Bring cook. Ons bring cook.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
I know you can buy yourself flowers, but let me give you some, because today it's going to be a wrap-up of note. Lionel Constable joined by Winston Sillier, and also, given the fact that Chef Clem had this idea of actually getting a cake involved, I thought maybe you could come and see what we have on offer over here. Ladies and gentlemen, cakey, it's here for Winston Sillier and Lionel Constable. There's a gig tonight at the Blue Room. Go check it out. Tickets are still available. It is right there for you as they get onto what is going to be a special performance right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. So make sure you get your salsa shoes on, because this is going to be a performance never to forget from Lionel Constable and Winston Sillier. Enjoy.
You gotta love it.
To get to the heart of how you feel, all you need is love and a dish that no one cooks better than you. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.